Can I be a member of the Order next when my character dies?
No, I don't need more people in the Order.
Why not? You love the Order.
I hate that. Really?
Hey, do you want to not be saying how you love my... I meant you hate my character's livelihood.
What?
Do you want to not hate my character? That's very cool.
I think the Order have been painted in a very negative light, considering the good they do for Xerieos.
It's all bad propaganda.
Exactly, 100%.
The Empire did nothing wrong.
Exactly.
The greater
right.
good.
The greater good. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Xerieos, where we are about to jump in to a little bit of a cliffhanger that was left last time. Hot water is a good thing. A bathtub in the middle of the sea with lots of people in it.
Lots of water out of it.
Oh, in it, out of it. The plug is out. It's not good. Last time, we picked up with the party. Are you alright?
Yeah, alright.
Do you want some more time? Do you want to make it more about you?
Yeah, it's always about me. Fuck off. Sorry.
I'm the favourite.
Herding cats.
Yeah.
What happened last time?
You're only talking in your own time. You know? I'll just use that phrase. David's got all these. He's tutoring David.
Yeah, that is a good one actually.
Yeah.
You're just wasting your time.
Last time we picked up the party in the middle of the ocean of Xerieos, where you were on board the Falling Star with Captain Sarcher, the bronze dragonborn, who I mistakenly thought was the same as Blue, but Blue of course is a blue dragonborn because
No.
gnome, blue gnome, a Smurf, one would say.
Never got into it.
Captain Sarcher, you guys, Falling Star.
Yeah, that one.
You were off to Zeliddier, an island that you had earmarked as being a place of criminal activity, that men and women in hoods and masks were doing some sort of illicit trade of goods being dredged from under the sea. There might be something on the island that could be used to restore Blue from his petrification, namely a scroll of greater restoration, which you'd followed back from the Cathedral of Xanor. There was a sort of track of threads that all were convening on Zeliddier. You were, however, interrupted quite rudely by orc pirates who attempted to board the Falling Star quite violently, but after a 2-episode battle between you and them, you did very well, surviving a fireball, several hundred projectiles, and a very nasty and aggressive ballista firing in your direction. You managed to not only survive the initial assault, you survived the ramming as the boats sort of collided into each other, and then you boarded them, and then very successfully parlayed your safety with them.
It really didn't go to plan for them.
Did not go to plan for them, yeah. And looking back, I was like, well, let's think about this. What would they have done? What would they have done? The captain would have been absolutely furious, but more with his own men for their incompetency. Not being able to take such a small vessel and losing tens of orcs in the process is, he was pretty pissed off. So he was willing to go and lick his wounds and go throw a couple of people overboard. You left. After making a few repairs to the ship and going down to your spare canvas, the Falling Star made its way southeast towards Zeliddier, interrupted only by thunderstorms and the brief appearance of the largest bird you have ever seen, a rock.
A sea eagle.
A sea eagle, yes, a very large sea eagle, a gargantuan sea eagle, you may say, with a wingspan of about 250 feet. It attempted to literally rock the boat. But thank you.
Stay.
But it was with a sort of a combination of several ranged projectiles, Brukar attempting to drag it into the ground, but unfortunately it was quite strong. You then proceeded to polymorph it into a small bird, confusing it, and it then flew off, sort of just very grumpy with the situation. Again, I double-checked polymorph. The creature that has been polymorphed takes the stats of the creature that it's polymorphed into, but it doesn't forget who it is and what its purpose is. So the rock knew it was going to attack, grab, and then run. It was clever enough to know that it couldn't attack, so it ran. It was just one of those things. Had you shot it out of its form, would it have attacked? Probably, after that point. So there you go. You did well. And then you arrived on Zeliddier, a large, flat, mangrove-cum, forested low-lying island complex. One very large island surrounded by multiple islands connected up almost by natural canals and sort of rivers of ocean between them. It is a scattergun of various islands that is very difficult to see across because of the canopies. You were going to circumnavigate Zeliddier to approach from the other side to the only known inhabitants on the island, Gendley's Rest, a small trading port on this island complex, when you saw some smoke and some fire. Intrigued, you ventured closer, only to find Gendley's Rest, the tavern on this island, and there's 9 or 10 buildings that were built up beside it, all aflame. Well, worse than that, burnt and smouldering. You could still see the black and white ashened wooden beams caved in most places, but still standing and smoking, ash falling like snow still in the local area. And whilst you were getting your bearings as to what had happened, another ship approached from within the Zeliddier complex, around the back of one of the small forested islands through a channel, made its way out, a large boat with gleaming white wooden hull that has been polished within an inch of its life, 3 very large cannons opening up facing you, black gilded with red and gold sails, the Order. Theren's favourite friends. The Order in which Theren grew up on... It was Hartley in Aubrey.
So you got the whole world in your head, isn't it?
I know, it's a lot to process.
It's a small island.
The Order arrived on the Justice, a warship you remembered as being quite a new acquisition to the Order. You'd seen it set sail maybe a year or so ago, with rather unpleasant High Inquisitor Vulcan aboard, who none other than a competitor for the role of champion that Theren, your father, had somewhat displaced. Yeah. You know that on a ship such as this, the High Inquisitor is likely on some sort of skirmishing, search and rescue, cleansing of corruption. There's lots of ways you could put it, but he's on a mission outside. It's a bit like the Mormons and their missions, but with a lot more gunpowder and steel. It's,
less hello.
Less hello and more you will kneel.
Yes.
The ship approached, and actually Brooker, taking most of the magical items and supplies from the ship.
Goodbye.
You popped it all in the bag of holding, turned into a shark, went overboard, and escaped to the island of Gendley's Rest, where you met Gendley, a very old, cataracted...
It's Gendley.
Yes, he did mention.
Oh.
I
didn't catch it.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
No,
because
just watched
Sam
it.
would have...
Only because I edited it, but...
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
We
You
now
should know
all
that.
know.
If I didn't
Now we
say
know.
it, you should have said it. It's fine. It was Gendley.
I mean, it's obvious when we think back at it now.
Exactly. So, you saw Gendley, an elderly cataracted gnome is still rocking a chair in the consequence and aftermath of that fire. He looked pretty out of it, crazed potentially, but you decided after a couple of conversations to just leave him alone. Not worth it. The rest of you, magic items down, were boarded very slowly by the Justice. Several rowboats was brought up to the side of the Falling Star, and 2 plated paladins of the Order, inquisitors of the Order, ventured onto the ship in full plate and helmets, their armour rocking the boat in a very similar way to Theren and Kazaki when they move about the boat. It's heavy and noisy. 4 other members of the Order, looking like lower members, you'd hazard members of the service of the Order, the
Preservation,
exactly. After a minute or so's conversation, the party agreed to surrender isn't potentially the right word, but comply with the Order's request to come over to the Justice in manacles, where your weapons were taken and you were manacled up. Kasaki, Theren, and Drazda have all been manacled. All weapons are at your feet. You can see 2 other members of the Order with manacles are approaching Captain Sarcher, with several members of the crew who sort of, she's having a conversation with them, seemingly like, are you sure I have to come over? I'd rather stay with my ship. And there's a conversation happening there. But your attention as a group, the 2 of you, is attracted to Aubrey and a male voice in a suit of plated armour who's come up, one of these Inquisitors, venturing over to you, very much in your face at the moment. Not quite as tall as you, still 6 foot, but you've got the edge on him just, but his plated armour gives him an appearance of girth. You can see a large 2-handed sword on his back, a large greatsword, manacles in his hands, but those are now sort of by his side. As he walks up to you, and there's a clunk as his boot comes down, just resting on the pommel or handle of your 2-handed axe, just pinning it to the floor. He looks up to you and says, I'm sorry, what was that?
I am willing to comply, but I will not be humiliated, sir, by shackling me like an animal.
Well, it seems like by complying, you would need to do what we say. And I'm telling you right now, and you can see him just sort of crunching the blade down a little bit more, just putting some pressure on it. I would suggest you comply with the order properly, or we will force you to. I mean, let me get this straight. We won't just force you, we will force all of you. You can see eyes through the slits of this helmed visor. Very little of his face, but he's locking eyes on you.
I will answer all questions. I will go to your boat, but I will not be manacled.
You can see at this point, Captain Sarcher is like, oh, fine, and as you can see, her hands are now like manacled together. The crew are being manacled. Odie and Vincent, I would say by this point, Odie has probably been manacled.
Oh, sorry.
The other Inquisitor, a female voice this time, you can see, unlike the male, she has what appears to be a very large chambered crossbow on her back. Seems like a mechanism so that multiple bolts can be locked into place in one time. 2 twin triggers. A double-barreled crossbow, per se. She looks over. Regulus, is there a problem? Well, I'm finding that out now. This is your last chance. Holds them out. Comply, or we'll make you.
I say nothing and just stare him down.
He sort of puts it to his side, slings it over his shoulder. Claudia, is everybody else shackled? And looking around you now, Theren, you're sort of, I imagine you would be complying and getting people to comply. That was some of the last things at this
if
point.
anyone needs sort of nodding on, you'd go,
Yeah.
But he's not speaking unless he's addressed.
Yeah, wonderful. At this point, everybody else on the boat is manacled except you, Aubrey.
Yeah.
You can see she sort of nods, and Regulus sort of goes, fine. Slings the thing over his head. And there's a nod. He sort of nods, and you feel 2 sets of arms grab you from behind as 2 of the service force attempt to grapple you and restrain you effectively. You've got 1 on each side of you behind. Do you fight it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, make a strength check.
I'm going to use lucky, because that's a natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Mark that luck off.
It's going.
Burn through those things.
First roll of the day.
Was that just a strength check? Sorry. It's an 18 strength check.
Okay, 18. So the 2 sort of individuals grab your arms and trying to sort of pin your arms behind, but you just shrug them off. You kind of kick back, they sort of stumble back. At this point, Regulus sort of turns properly to face you. I said comply. You are now actively fighting against us. That is treason.
I look at Theren and I look at Cass. If you treat brothers and sisters in arms like this, I know I'm in a perilous position, but I stand true to what I believe in. I will not go with you if I am to be chained. I will walk unaided. You may surround me and take my weapons away, but I will not walk chained. I promise you that. I will not fight it.
Okay.
Sir, if I may.
Silence. He looks at you. He, with a foot, kicks your axe away, slides it across the deck of the ship, about 25 feet away, just as it hits into the side of the ship.
Okay.
And at this point, both Inquisitors stand either side of you. One in front, one behind. You've got Regulus in front.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Claudia behind.
Fine. I do nothing.
They both attempt to restrain you.
Okay.
So, they're both going to make attack rolls on you.
Oh.
Okay. So, where is my thing?
Where's your order?
Here it is.
Restraining orders.
Right, perfect. Oh, hello.
Uh-oh.
Where's
Is it
my...
tactics? Or
There we go.
something?
Right, cool. So, one of them is a 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a natural 1. So one of them makes contact. You can see that the one from behind, Claudia, will go for you first.
Mm-hmm.
You manage to just dodge carefully out of the way, but the other one, his hand grabs you, and he now has you grappled. So he's going to attempt to restrain you as the rest of the preservation force now jump on you. So they're all going to try and restrain you. So make
is it athletics or just strength?
it is an athletics check.
That's an 18.
18. He gets a 21.
Woohoo.
At this point, with everybody else, they drag you down, and with it, you're still not raging. You're still just trying to fight casually.
Yep.
They, all 6 of them, one sort of like takes out your knee, so you kind of go down a bit. They kind of pin you down. You feel your arms being dragged behind your back, and one of them quickly like picks up the manacles from the floor, sort of clamps them. You can see Regulus himself, the Inquisitor, is like doing most of the work from the front and sort of hitting.
I say, if those manacles go on me, that'll be the biggest mistake you've ever made.
He sort of just looks at you. We'll see. Right, we're gonna one more athletics check.
Oh no!
And they get advantage on you to see if they can get the manacles on you.
I'm gonna use luck.
Yeah.
It's desperate. That is a 23.
23-20 for him. So, manacles again, just like, it kind of trying to put them together, but you just can't. You're just like, every now, like, until the point where you're just like, just about to get manacled, you just kind of kick away and like, sort of move about and just sort of, I just assume you're not attacking.
I'm not attacking, I'm literally
being as awkward as possible.
Exactly.
Theren, what are you doing at this point?
Who is sort of around me? Am I...
You're with the rest of the crew. You're kind of like on the side. All of you are manacled. So at this point, your hands and the manacles themselves are the sorts that sort of with a long chain, but your hands and feet are bound effectively. So your movement is halved in these manacles. You can't use your hands in a way that would sort of extend it beyond this.
Right.
You can try and draw a sword, but it's going to be tough. Everything is at disadvantage.
Okay. Theren isn't going to move, but he's just going to raise his voice and say, "When I was last at the Citadel, it was the Champion's orders that relations with House Amblecrown are not damaged. This is one of House Amblecrown. You are currently violating the Champion's order."
Make a deception check.
Ooh.
Because that...
Uh-oh.
12.
12. Regulus sort of looks around. Novitiate, if I wanted you to speak, I would ask for you to speak. We know what the orders are. This lady is resisting arrest. That is all that we need to know. Champion himself would agree with us.
Sir, if I may.
No, you may not. At this point,
Mm-hmm.
Regulus looks you in the eyes. You have one last chance. You're still restrained at this point, so you are like your speed is 0. You know, your attack rolls, you have disadvantage. They have advantage. Disadvantage in dexterity. He draws the sword, this large great sword, and points at you. I will make you submit. It is your choice.
I think at this point, seeing everyone being manacled, even I don't know. It's not the last you've heard of this. I hold out my hands.
Yeah, you can't even. They are behind your back. You stop, and you are manacled.
wriggling.
Unlike the rest, you who have the manacles in front, they force your hands behind. You are manacled.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, you are all manacled. Regulus doesn't stop looking at you, but Claudia goes, Inquisitor, they're all manacled now. We should take them to the justice. He sort of nods. Take these ones first. We'll come on the boat second. Affirmative. She sort of moves on, and the crew are escorted into the boats. Effectively, everybody except Theren, Kisaki, and yourself, Aubrey, are left on the boat as everybody is brought over to the Justice. Sarcha, the crew, Drazda, Odie, Vincent, they're all taken into the boats.
Before Drazda is taken, Theren, because she's beside him, isn't she?
Yeah.
Theren will just say to her under his breath, I will make sure you are fine. Just answer their questions. Be honest. It will be all right.
She sort of nods.
I will come for you.
Okay.
Trust me. This will be fine.
Nods.
And
Sends off. The boats disappear off. There's about 200 feet between the Falling Star and the Justice. And you can see the crew are very, with great difficulty, sort of have to like climb this ladder to get onto the boat. With manacles, it's quite tricky, but they are escorted onto the deck of the boat. The Inquisitor Regulus is the only member of the Order that stays with you, and he's just silent this whole time. Once the boats are away, he sort of turns to you, Theren. What is your business here? Novitiates are supposed to stay outside of Order business. Why have you come to us here?
Kisaki and I were unaware that there was Order business on Zeliddier. We are, as you are aware, on our 3-year mission. There is a problem with Arcanite in your Brit. We took it upon ourselves to rectify that problem.
You've heard of Arcanite. What do you know of it?
Only that it is a highly addictive magical substance.
It is a disgusting substance.
On that we agree.
Vulcan will want to know all about this. Sort of nods. This one. Why do you travel with her?
This one can speak for herself.
Shush. Asking the novitiate.
Aubrey and I have travelled together since I left the Citadel. We fight well together. Our interests are often aligned. She is, for all the resistance and bluster, a force for good. Otherwise, I would not spend my time in her company. She has saved my life. I have saved hers. It is a bond forged in battle that I know the Order respects.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh,
Bond forged in
I
battle.
don't want to help.
Shitting
Jesus, what's
fuck.
wrong with you?
It's another 8. That is, but it's a 15.
15. He sort of nods. Understood. Just watches you. His eyes just not going off you. eventually, the boats come back. And Kasaki, Theren, you are just sort of brought down to a boat. It's difficult getting off the Falling Star, which has now been anchored and is left pretty much unmanned at this point, but near the Order, near the Justice. It's difficult to see that anybody could ever get to it. But you are sort of put onto this rowing boat and then cast off. And you start sailing to the Justice, leaving the Inquisitor and Aubrey behind. And you can see him sort of, the boat sails off 10, 15, 20 feet. As Regulus turns round to you, Aubrey. You see, here's the thing. You can resist all you want, but we are fueled by divine justice, divine purpose. Anybody that stands in our way is beyond evil, filth, ruining Xerieos, bringing about another end of times. If you truly are a force for good, then I recommend you start acting like it. Because we are the world's saviors, and if you fight against us again, you will regret it. Are we clear?
Crystal. But I think Tariff wouldn't like what you guys are doing.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, what's my intimidation? Oh, it's a +6 though. Oh, for God's... That's another 8! That's 14.
14.
Fuck 8s, man.
There's a chuckle. Aubrey, is it? You simple fool. Perith gives us strength. And he raises his hand, and you feel the manacles around your arms and feet begin to burn with a glowing heat as he casts heat metal on your manacles.
Oh dear.
You immediately take 5 points of fire damage.
Yep.
You don't understand. Perith is what gives us purpose. She commands our everything. You don't see.
Does she give you command to injure people who just haven't done anything to...
Again, the flames come out, another 4 points of damage. You can struggle all you want. You can struggle. Please, do you have anything more to say?
Absolutely. And I rage.
Rage.
Yep.
Okay. Fantastic. So, dex save.
Yep.
Wonderful. Right, so that is that's a 2.
Yeah, come on.
That's a 6! That's a
Everyone's gonna
D6.
die.
Yeah, it's only a 6. It's a D6 for
Oh, I see. Sorry, I was just so confused. I was
One of
like,
our new ones that have
Yeah.
the
Sorry.
word bollocks.
It's
not
bollocks
actual
comes up on it.
testicles.
all right, fine. So that's 6 points of lightning damage.
No, straight.
He sort of crackles back and winces as this lightning comes up his plate armor, and you can see him just sort of. Oh, you would strike back, would you? They can't blame me. She brings the sword out. If they resist attack, and he goes to smack you. You are currently restrained, so he gets advantage on this attack. I think he only has. Oh no, he has 2 attacks. Look at that. So
Great.
that is a 17 to hit.
That is my armor class.
That is your armor class. And that is only a 14 to hit. So even in shackles, the first one you just manage to dodge out the way. But then he brings the sword round and carves it into your side. And as he does, there's a sort of force of energy, a familiar divine flowing through the blade. But unlike Theren, the first thing you feel about this is the searing heat as the sword just bursts into flames. And he will use a a purging smite. So that is so it did 9 slashing damage, so that's halved to 4. And then it's D8. Where's my d8s?
Who
Oh,
knows how
David,
to
this
kick
is
'em?
fun. I like this.
Fine. This is
Oh,
It's better when you crit.
that's a 1 and a 2 on 2d8. So
It's
that's
really upsetting when that happens.
3 fire damage added to it, and he will heat metal again.
Does he not get... Because I hit him with my lightning, is it not a concentration check?
Oh, that is a concentration check. That is very true. Good point. That is
It does have to
a
be a 10.
13.
Yeah, it
So
is
he
it.
passes the concentration check, but so you take another 9 points of fire damage.
Good.
Bend the knee, fool. As he brings the sword down. What would you like to do?
How far is the edge of the boat?
You are probably about 15 feet from the edge of the boat. So you are next to him. Like, you are both stood in the middle of the boat right now. He was keeping you in the middle. You were trouble. You were like being herded.
So wait, we're in the middle of the boat, so there's
Yeah,
like...
15 feet either side of you. You can go either way. You can go the
Right, so we're
you can
side
go
on
the
to the
justice
side.
side, or you can go the other side.
Cool. I would like my action to break chains.
You can certainly try. Make a strength check for me, or an athletics check for me.
Athletics with advantage because I'm raging.
With advantage, yeah.
Oh, good. That is a 22.
22!
22!
Yeah, DC at 20. You break these manacles. It's painful.
Mm-hmm.
You take 2 points, and 1 point of damage is just you just have to pull this metal apart with your wrist. The chains are still dangling from your sides, but your hands are now free.
Mm-hmm.
Your legs are still bound, but your hands are free.
That's fine. I am...
Up to the axe.
The axe is too far.
X is about 25 feet from you right now. It's the other side of the ship.
No, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to look him straight in the eyes and say, fuck you, on the order. Run off the boat, jump into the sea.
Okay, as you do that, he's going to make an attack of opportunity
Yeah,
against
of
you.
course he is.
So again, you have disadvantage.
Yeah. No, he's got advantage, hasn't he?
He's got advantage. What would he do?
Oh, I think he'd try and smite me again. Maybe you got advantage?
No, he's either gonna grit because she's still.
I'm still restrained.
Your legs are still bound. So
Yeah,
it's still
I'm literally like bunny hopping.
Yeah.
I'm ungraceful as a fuck you in the order.
Okay, he is going to attempt to make an unarmed attack against you to grapple you. So, 2 dice.
Do it.
Advantage. That is an 18 to hit.
That does hit.
So he is now. You are grappled. He is going to make an attempt to effectively keep you in place. So
Yep.
make an athletics check
I will.
with advantage.
With advantage.
23.
Oh, that's only a...
That one's cocked.
That one is... alright.
cocked.
That one's cocked. Samuel.
Natural
20 with... That's 27 in total.
27 in total.
Yep.
You just pull out and just break 3 of him as he sort of as he tries to grab you. But you make it to the side of the boat. Are you just jumping?
I sort of turn around and trust fall off the boat.
Very nice. You just crash into the boat.
Yeah.
On his turn, he is just going to spend his turn walking over to the side of the boat, spits off the side of the boat. And again, you see that hand brought up as the bounds around and just like heat up. You take another 12 fire damage.
Ooh.
As he just burns him. That you're getting, the burns are now getting bad around your, not yet, still around your wrists and around your legs. As these welts and these boils are now beginning to sort of burn. You can smell that thing just even in the sea, now sizzling against the water. And then you just see him sort of silhouette against the side of the boat, and he just walks off.
Good.
And eventually you feel the heat disappear down.
Yeah, I'm just sunk to the bottom by this point.
Yes, well, this is the thing. So your legs are still bound in manacles. You can swim, but it's going to be very, very difficult. So,
That's fine.
well, actually, okay. So, Theren, you see all this happening.
Oh shit!
As soon as the lightning bolt happens, Theren just goes, fuck.
Yeah, I can imagine Kasaki sort of sat next to you, just sort of looks around and goes, "Oh, she's dead."
No.
She's in manacles. There's no way she'll survive that.
But we now have to be very careful, as there's a chance the rest of us will be.
Yes, I hadn't thought about that. Maybe they'll take pity because they've killed one of our number.
If she's dead.
Splashing on the other side of the ship. You don't see it. At this point, you hear the splash.
No, she's still going.
Are you sure about that?
Theren really lowers his voice at this point. I have seen that woman die. We would know.
Doesn't go out quietly.
Yeah. Brooker, probably with your relatively high perception, you would have seen the boats travel backwards and forwards. And there's a moment where sort of flames leap up and sort of like a whip of fire just across the deck of a falling star, but not to set it on fire. Just something happens. It's like a glint. It sort of catches your eye. You watch for it to happen again. Doesn't happen again.
Probably distracted by crazy nose.
Yeah, it's a lot to process. Just the one. Just the one. Not quite sure what to make of that. But eventually, Aubrey, the heat dies down on your manacles as you fall slowly into the sea and sort of eventually, you probably fall about 20, 30, 40 feet as the water begins to get, the light begins to get further and further away. It's still very bright, but you can feel the pressure in your ears.
Pop,
as you,
pop,
yeah. But then you're sort of floating. And
interesting. Cool. There's no other wildlife around, there's no shark, for example.
Make a perception check.
Fucking 8s.
No.
Nice.
You don't see anything. No, not particularly.
Okay.
It's quite salty and the sea is sort of active enough so that you can see the bottom of the sea below you. It's probably another 100 feet. It's disconcerting. You can see the bottom of the ocean, but even being able to see it, it's still like quite a way. You have to swim down to get to it. But you can easily.
I could.
There is that moment where you have that realization that sense of belonging in water is now.
It's quite nice.
It is nice. It's
cool.
And before you realise that you're breathing.
Oh, yes, that did occur to me. Cool.
You don't know when it's happened, but you're breathing.
Yeah. I'm going to try and make my way to shore if I can. I know it'll be slow. I don't think there's any way I can break the chains on my legs in the water.
You can certainly try.
Oh, alright, I'll try.
Yeah. Make an athletics check.
I'm no longer raging. That's it.
Yep, the rage is cooled down now.
No, that's like that's a 10.
10. No, in the commotion, you've just pulled one of the locks ever so slightly in your movement, and it's just wedged slightly.
Yeah. Alright, then I'm going to doggy paddle slowly towards shore.
Okay. I'm not going to make you check for that. Aubrey, master of the sea, just slowly make your way over.
Spin off from Shira.
Theren, you are brought up onto the deck of the Justice.
Right.
You can see at this point, the rest of the crew and the rest of your companions are not on the deck. There are various members that you recognise. You see a couple of members of Task Force, the more trained members of the Order who are busy inspecting masts and sails and giving orders to various members of the service. Younger members of the Order, some showing a little bit of age, but people actually who seem to be running around manning the ship. There are on guard 3 Inquisitors, again all stood in plate armour. One of them being Claudia, as Regulus joins the boat with you after his boat is sort of docked, sort of makes his way up. Well, we had one run. She chose to fight against us rather than to accept more simple questions. I imagine she has something to do with this criminal network. Keep an eye for her. We'll find her. We'll track her down. See them sort of nods.
Theren goes. Inquisitor Regulus.
Turns to you. If they should.
I can swear to you, with utter certainty, she is no part of the criminal organisation. We have fought them together.
Yes, well, we will be the judge of that, won't we? And there's a voice from behind you. And you can see again, there's a sort of thunk. Yes, you do. Thunk as the sword has put it in, and again, it's resting in this sort of really stupid thing. Like almost his chin could get on top of the sword. He's a short man, 5'6", at best, but his armour makes him look huge, with the big shoulder pads, with flaming red hair poking out about 4 or 5 inches above his head. High Inquisitor Vulcan. I didn't realise we'd have a novitiate on that ship. Oh, speak, what are you doing here?
I bow my head for a second, as is customary. Raise it. High Inquisitor, my companions and I were en route to Zeliddier to track the Arcanite criminal activity and remove it.
Remove it?
Yes.
That seems like a very noble thing to do. Attack a criminal network? A novitiate? You're not trained or capable for that sort of purpose. Makes me laugh.
It is the job of all novitiates during the 3 years to assist the people of Xerieos in whatever way.
Yes, but we mean like sweeping up. You know, just be useful. Go to a bar job or something. Bring some money. This is trained order work. You wouldn't be anywhere. I mean, look at you. Look at you pimped out as you are in your fancy armour. Very nice. Where did you get that from? I assume you stole it.
No, I bought it.
Did you now? With what money?
Money I earned during my time away from the Citadel.
Well, I bet the Citadel looks forward to receiving it when you return.
And they shall.
Very nice. And you, novitiate, the point to Stikasaki, what are you doing here? She sort of goes, High Inquisitor, I was travelled to Ybrit. I attempted to locate members of the criminal network that Theren is alluding to. I was not successful. I was captured. Sent to prison. Well, that I would imagine. Yes, I've heard enough of that tale. Alright, yes, take from below. We'll talk to them later. I'm bored of this. What happened to the other one? And sort of, High Inquisitor. This Aubrey, she attempted to resist arrest. She attempted to strike me. Of course, she missed and failed. The best she could do was to escape rightful judgment and to jump overboard. Did she now? With manacles? Well, I have seen some sharks around here. I bet they're going to enjoy their food. Drags the sword. Stucks it again. Right, away with you. I'm bored of you now. I have to go and find these criminals. Someone's got to do a proper job. And sort of makes his way to the front, and you are led inside the boat. Down into the hull. You descend 1, 2, and then 3 floors down into the very bottom of the ship. You can feel the boat rocking softly. You're very much under the waterline as the two of you are split up and you were put into cells effectively.
Oh no!
As a split up, does Cass look toward Theren at any point?
She's sort of at some point, yeah.
Yeah, as a sort of being by Theren just with his hand goes.
Pushed into the cells. After about 5 minutes of being locked in this cell, the door is locked. You still have your equipment, your sword, one of Odie's swords. It's one of her long swords, effectively. I know, even a short sword.
It's a short sword. While I'm alone for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
can I commune with Perith?
You can certainly try. Make a religion check for me, please. I haven't done this in a while.
Religion, 15.
15. Roll D100.
Yeah.
Come on.
Let me know if you get 15 or less.
Oh, rubbish.
Nah.
No.
87. So, you spend some moments resting, and it's good. It relaxes and focuses your mind. You think of all of the things that you need to. Perith, again, that sense of warmth, that comfort, that guiding presence on you, manifested in a way now that it does feel like it's protecting you. There's a real sense of purpose about that feeling now. It's very comforting. But you get your logical head in order. You think, what would the Order normally do in this situation? Well, normally when it comes to interrogation, they like to split people off, talk to people individually to see if stories got cross-referenced. They like to see whether people are lying. They might keep you here some time, but eventually they will let you go unless there's a reason, especially being a member of the Order. Chances are you'll be let go at some point. After about 5 minutes, you're interrupted as one of the service members sort of like comes up to this sort of gated door. Novitiate?
Yes.
Begging your pardon. I've been sent to say that you will be kept here whilst the Inquisitors question the members of your party. Once their questions are satisfied, you will be let go.
Thank you. May I ask a question?
Certainly, sir.
There is a younger one, a tabaxi.
Correct.
She is in my charge. How is she?
Safely locked away with the rest of the crew.
Forgive me, I meant emotionally.
I don't know how to answer that, sir.
Is she fine?
She's a cat. I don't know how to read. I'm sorry. I don't mean any disrespect, sir. It's more just it's the face and the fur. She seemed fine. I'm sorry, sir. I shouldn't be talking. I need sort of he sort of bows and walks away.
Theren nods.
Bruca,
Meanwhile,
what would you be doing in the last couple of hours?
So as we finished the last session, I was wondering.
you're going inland.
I wanted, because this place, if I remember correctly, is about 100 feet wide.
This particular island, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite small. More of a sandbar than it is anything else.
Is there anything of it? Oh, right. So there's nothing really I need to scout or anything. It's essentially just a series of.
What are you looking for?
Oh, just to understand the island a bit better. So I know there's Genderley's Rest.
Yeah.
And
Which is what you're on, effectively. So there's a little settlement on your sandbar. Yeah. Imagine if you took a sort of ink splodge in the middle of a piece of paper, which is the actual main hub of Zeliddier, and you've got maybe 20, 25 smaller islands all around it. That it's almost like a sort of Venetian canal system where it's all very flat land, and small boats could sail between them, but there's a big central island, and there's land, sort of, every landmass is covered in trees and mangrove and swamp, so that the visibility is probably you'd need to be about 15 feet above to be able to start seeing over it. At the moment you just see a wall of trees on the other island as you look closer towards the middle.
On the other island?
Yeah, the actual main island of Zeliddier itself is probably about 4 or 5 kilometres wide.
Okay. This is good. This is me getting a lay of the land. But we're currently on a spit of sand that's only got this burnt port. And
on the northwest, yeah, exactly.
One remaining island. One remaining house with a crazy gnome.
Yeah, exactly. You can still, even from this distance, hear the soft creak of his chair just...
Okay. Great. My character, Bruca, just closes his eyes, breathes in, lets out a groan, and heads back to Genderley, the gnome.
Okay. He's still just sort of backwards and forwards.
Is there another seat?
Make an investigation check.
Search around him.
Yeah.
Ooh, 16 plus investigation.
There's a stump nearby.
16. Is there a stump?
16. There's no... Well, there's places to sit. Yeah, you could easily get sort of crates that haven't burned, sort of stools, stumps, there's various bits and pieces. But looking around, you get a distinct sense that, most stuff has been burned. The flames that cooked the insides of these buildings were hot. very hot, and it's actually gutted the insides of most of these houses so that only the surrounding structures have survived. Most of the furniture has been. But you see a chair that's been sort of been knocked over into the side, into sort of like a swampy ditch of some kind. You drag the water, sort of having saved most of it, sort of take it out. Who's that? Who's doing that?
It's me again.
Who again?
Yes, the grumpy one, Bruka.
Not the burning one, the grumpy one.
Yes, the grumpy one. Do you mind
Very
if I
good.
sit with you?
You can do what you want.
Good.
I'm still here.
Yep.
What do you want?
Nothing. Just going to sit with you.
Everyone wants something.
No. I'm gonna sit here.
Okay, be my guest. Just sort of like
mean, you
rocks
can-
backwards and forwards.
Talk to me if you feel uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable? There's no comfort left.
Good. Shush. I'm trying to think.
What?
I'm trying to think.
You're telling me no?
Yeah.
What?
There's nothing funny. You don't have to laugh.
This is my house. You can't sit next to me in my house and tell me to shut up. Well, I guess actually people came to my house and burned it down, so you can do what you want, can't you? There's no rules anymore.
Is his house completely burnt at all? Or is there still an
The
inside?
house behind him seems immaculate.
Okay.
You can see ash has been sort of scattered where it's sort of gone down and sort of left by the breeze. So the flames have sort of scattered the ash like it's snowed effectively. But his house looks unburnt.
Why did they leave your house unburnt?
I must have. Well, they thought it was funny, I think. Yeah, they were asking me all kinds of questions, but I wasn't going to tell them anything, so they burnt it all down. They thought if they left me, I might think about it for a bit, and then I might tell them later, but it's so stupid. They burnt everything I'd ever want to keep. I don't care anymore.
I'm sorry about that. Was that a mistake on that part? Was there anything you could have told them anyway?
What does it matter now?
Well, knowledge is good in the right hands.
Not in these hands. Burn everything.
No, but maybe in my hands.
I can smell them, you know.
Would you like to get a bit of distance from this place?
No, I'm alright. I'd rather stay here.
Yes?
Yeah, it's good
Alone?
view.
This isn't healthy. Maybe you should go inside.
It just sort of rocks backwards and forwards.
Mind if I have a look inside?
Yeah, I guess you can.
Okay, I'll go and I'll have a look around.
Okay, when you go inside, it is a very sea shack arrangement. It's a small wooden house, about 20 feet in a square. The walls are fairly high. You can see on the walls various pieces of fishing equipment, fishing rods, oars, several sets of large teeth that you would assume to be of some sort of marine animal, shark possibly, have been set, mouths open. You can see what appears to be a double bed, some small sort of apparatus around the room, a kitchen that still appears to be sort of... Make an investigation check for me.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, for God's sake.
I don't like mad people, they upset me. 1.
1. It's very cluttered. Everything's cluttered. He seems like a disorganized man.
Matches his mind, the poor man. Okay. Right, I will sit back outside and go. You have a lovely home.
Thank you
Sorry.
very much. It's all mine now.
Yes.
As much room as I need.
That is true. I am so sorry about what's happened. What do you want to do?
Just rocks backwards and forwards.
You don't know. When did this happen?
Yesterday.
You won't know for a few more days, I don't think. When I lost my brother, I was lost for a while.
Was he bad too?
No, quite the opposite. He was turned into something that couldn't really burn. Well, it could burn.
Did he scream?
I didn't know he was gone. I was spared that horrible experience.
It's delightful.
Can I tell if he is just playing Bernandes?
Make a medicine check.
Just playing Fernando's. Oh, for
fuck's
God's sake! Right,
sake.
give me that dice. I'm throwing it away.
No, the probability doesn't work that way. 9.
9. He seems crazy.
Seems mad.
You're not sure why, but
Seems grief-stricken.
you'd imagine. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not a show or anything.
not that you can tell.
Okay.
Who were they?
The people. They were some religious nutcases. The order. I believe. Yes. Strange men. They feel they are doing good. And those they fight are evil, but
Hot-headed.
yes, I'm sure. Where were the criminal organization here kind of headquarters? What did you do here that kind of brought them?
The rocking stops. Funnel food to them.
You funnel food?
Yeah, there's nothing here. They're based in the middle of the Zeliddier. I don't know what they're doing.
Right.
We get no trade here. It is the worst place to have a house, but it's my house. I've been here as long as I can remember.
Hence the name. So,
It's difficult life. It's tough, but we were happy. And when they set up shop, they had visitors. People would come in, ferry goods, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. Every time they'd stop with us and buy things and sell things. It was more trade we'd seen in years. They said, keep us secret, and we'll keep paying you money. So I said, yes, that's a great idea. And now everyone's dead. Oh, what are they doing? I hope it's worth it. I hope it's worth it.
I'm sure. So, this is all you did? You just handed food that came in?
Yep.
Sent it to the center of...
Yep.
How did you send the food?
They'd come collect it.
Do they come on a regular basis? Would they come?
Used to.
Yes.
Once a week. Haven't since that lot showed up. Whoever they are, that order.
Yes, I presume they know they're there. And none of you have told the order this.
You ask my family if you want.
No, I can't.
He gets it.
Okay. Have you slept since?
Just rocks backwards and forwards.
I put my foot on the back of the rocking chair.
So it stops. His eyes sort of turn to you. But again, he's sort of looking like where he thinks you are, but not quite where you are. With his white eyes, she's like sort of glazed over with cataracts.
I think you should rest. Or at least try. It will help. You may think you're beyond it.
I know I am. I don't want to sleep. I can hear them. Every time I close my eyes. Screaming. Doesn't stop. Nope. Staying awake. Thank you very much. And so you can see him trying to rock his chair, but it's just sort of pushing against your foot.
This would be good if I had Aubrey with one of her many hip flasks. Would I know, now this doesn't exist in real life, but is there any kind
Good
of
start.
natural, like herb or mushrooms don't grow on dunes, but you know, that kind of thing.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Make for me a nature check and a survival check.
Okay, nature
But-
is
Ooh, that's alright.
12.
Yeah, it's almost certainly things will help, but it's whether or not
Survival
Oh.
is 10.
10.
Not good
You,
at
you sort of have a look around the island. There's nothing really that you can see. Sea ferns and grasses and trees, but nothing. You could probably make a tea of some kind, but
I'll make a tea of some kind.
yeah, you spend some time. You're probably about halfway through the process where there's sort of a splashing noise as you see Aubrey just sort of emerge from the beach.
It's like Little Mermaid, but not.
I was thinking more Daniel Craig.
Oh, right. No, definitely not Daniel Craig. Oh. What do I see? Sorry.
You see a burnt village.
Christ.
In front of you, 8 places just gutted by flames. The large wooden structure still intact. The white and the black and the marbled charcoal effect on everything gutted. And up top, a gnome on a rocking chair, just rocking backwards and forwards on the one untouched house, about sort of 30 feet back. And you probably see Brukar in his own sort of little world, just sort of dawdling, looking for like... You would have seen Aubrey sort of appear, but you're sort of looking around.
I'm now
the beach.
looking for a third cup.
Yeah, I'm going to try and break the chains on my legs now. Like, sit down.
Okay,
and
now you're
just-
sitting down, make
Yeah.
an athletics check.
Okay. Yeah, that's a 19.
19. No,
Nice.
you just... You're pulling.
Brooker, can you get these off?
Hey, Aubrey, 1 second, I'm making tea.
But just don't heat them up, okay? I've got, and like, I'm just looking at the burns and stuff.
Yeah, they
Okay.
would have like already cooled and like the seawater is set into
Yeah.
them now, so they're sort of flaky and scabby and
Ugh.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's painful.
Okay, I'll have my way over.
You know what? I was right. The Order are shitheads.
Of course they're shitheads, they're religious.
They've manacled everyone up. Bloody Theren allowed himself to be manacled. And
And you didn't.
well, I had to in the end, but I was a real bastard by Regulus, right? What kind of name is that?
It's strange, it's like a bodily description.
Ow, it hurts to laugh.
Yeah, you sound in pain.
Yes.
So what happens? Are the others okay?
No, they got taken over to the big ship, and I point to where I assume it is on the horizon.
Yeah, you can still see it.
I assume they're going to interrogate them to to find out
Did
why
they
we're
hurt them?
Well, Theren always goes on about intimidating people by torture, so possibly we need to go save them.
Okay, but just so I understand what happened.
Yes.
What happened?
Alright. Blah, blah, blah. Explain what
Oh,
happened.
okay.
So Theren, in
Yeah.
this time, you are left to your own devices for about an hour.
This is a really bad time for you to not be talking to me. At this point, he's just rambling up at Parith. I mean, why aren't we speaking? I really don't understand any of it. Still nothing? Wonderful. Is Drazza all right? How about Cass? What do you think of her, by the way?
Oh, God.
How's Brooker? Did he make it to the shore? You're not even going to. Never mind. Can you hear me? I'm not using the sword, so I don't think you're here either. I'm going mad. This is fine. It's just that.
After about an hour,
Yeah.
you hear footsteps sort of coming down the
Stop
stairs, and you see the form of High Inquisitor Vulcan and Inquisitor Regulus, as well as a scribe. You can tell by the blue robes, the sort of more monk-like appearance, and the collection of scrolls, quills, and books sort of like stored in as many places as they can carry and sort of tie to their very overflowing robes as they sort of, the two Inquisitors wait outside the door. The scribe sort of gets there holding everything and sort of, oh, I'm so sorry, and then sort of puts everything on the floor and like then gets the key and unlocks it and then goes and opens it up.
I lower my head.
Yeah. The third sort of look in. High Inquisitor Vulcan sort of pulls a stool over and sort of sits on it, sort of looking at you. There's a moment where he sort of looks dead into your eyes, realises he's slightly shorter, sort of gets up, kicks the stool away and stands there instead, and again brings the sword and sort of to the ground, just holding it in that ridiculous sort of T-pose as he stands there.
Still quite a lot shorter, right now.
Well, I imagine you stood or sat at this point. You've got a small hay bed. Effectively, it's more of a pallet, but...
Theren would have got to his feet as soon as they arrived.
Yeah. You may sit, Novitiate.
He sits back against the wall.
Now, I'm instructed, and I do recognise you now. It is Theren, correct?
Yes, sir.
Son of Alaric?
Yes, sir.
The very same. What brings you to my ship? I don't know if I believe you. Being honest, amongst these people, such a large motley collection, several months into your 3 years. It's a lot of allies to make, looking for Arcanite. Tell me, why are you really here?
It is exactly as I told you on the top deck, High Inquisitor. The reason I have gathered so many allies is simply luck, providence, and Parith's guidance.
What do you intend to do if you find Arcanite?
Destroy it.
How?
Any means necessary, sir.
You haven't got to that bit yet, have you? Do you know what Arcanite is, boy?
To my knowledge, it is a highly addictive magical substance, often used as a recreational drug.
Yes, but what is it? Anyone could tell me that. A bit of reading. What is it?
I do not know.
There we go. I thought not. It is a magical residue found underwater by sites that we believe have connections to a cataclysm of some kind. It is dangerous. It is found in areas that have great historical significance, and by areas, typically, home to large troves of artifacts and unearthed material, aka sites that should never see the light of day. Finding Arcanite, you find yourself possibly a source of evil magics trying to take over the world, causing another cataclysm, taking the last of Periv's creation away from this world.
High Inquisitor, in its rawest form, what does it look like?
I'm not sure what its raw form looks like particularly. I've seen it in, crystalline form. Whether that's produced or natural, I'm not sure. Prismatic, colourful, see-through.
Side note, and I saw none of that in the temple that Aubrey and Theren got the story of the cataclysm from.
You tell me.
I don't recall you mentioning anything like that.
There you go.
Great.
We
Theren just
might
kind
not
of...
be looking for it.
I understand.
What to do with you? What to do with you? Tell me, are you capable warriors?
Yes, sir.
I can see that you've got armour. Either you have rich friends or you've fought for it in some way. You can swing a sword? Better than you could in the Citadel?
Oh, damn.
Yes, sir.
Depends on the sword.
We shall see. Theren, approximately 2 weeks ago we arrived on this island. We've been looking for traces of a criminal network that we have got sourced from various leads within Yibret before the exile. Well, leads were too aggressive in their note-taking, one could say. Nonetheless, We have leads that brought us here. Since we've been here, we've intercepted several criminal vehicles attempting to travel into and out of the island. We sent approximately 1 week ago a scouting party into the centre of Zeliddier. They have not returned. I have not seen fit, under any other lead, to send any more of our men. We are too precious a life force, too precious a commodity, to be sending after random flukes. But something on the island has either captured, waylaid, or killed a scouting crew. Officially, you are a novitiate. You are not supposed to be on order business. I, however, have decided to requisition you and your group, as best you can, to accompany us into the centre of Zeliddier and to retrieve whatever this criminal network is doing.
High Inquisitor, if I may.
Yes?
When you say requisition my group,
Yes. Well, you are in charge of them, surely. Would be the very least I'd expect from a member of the Order.
yes, sir.
Certainly someone with your father's leadership connection.
My bones.
You humble me, sir. My question simply is, are we to travel with you, or would you have us act as a separate entity?
Oh no, you would travel with me. Yes, your lives are not as important as fully fledged members of the Order, I will be frank with you. And, quite honestly, I'd like some time to evaluate your skills on the battlefield. It would be useful to send a report back to the Citadel. Such an important member of the Order. It would be a shame if you were not up to scratch.
I am no more important than anyone else.
Oh, come now. Come now. Daddy's boy. Oh, dearie me. We're going to requisition you. That dragon lady, whoever she is, she's already said that she and her crew will stay behind. And, quite honestly, those adventurers, guild larks, I would rather not have them with me or my party. No, I would plan on taking yourself, Novitiate Kasaki. I will travel with you, as well as 2 other Inquisitors, and we will journey ourselves into the centre of the island.
I understand, sir.
Very good.
If I may,
You may.
what of the tabaxi?
Though, I don't care. Stay on the ship for all I care.
The falling star, you mean?
Yes, that one.
Thank you.
You've got a lot of damage to the back of it. You run into something.
Yes, there was an orc raiding party approximately 5 times our size.
Make a performance check.
Hey!
25.
You can see the Inquisitor sort of like takes his attention up behind. 5 times. The High Inquisitor sort of snaps around quickly.
Forgive me.
Beg your pardon.
No, I've miscalculated. There were 80 of them, and there were about 9 of us. So,
Well, maths clearly isn't your good point, is it?
Open.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well, we plan on leaving tomorrow morning. You can return to your ship, gather what supplies you need. Yes, I guess so. I'll leave you to it.
if you don't mind, High Inquisitor, I would request to go ashore and investigate the ruins.
The ruins.
Jindley's Rest.
Oh, don't bother with that place.
Still, I feel it would be, in my duties as a novitiate, a miscalculation if I were to not investigate.
Well, novitiate, as a High Inquisitor, I have already investigated the matter personally and have found no leads. It's a waste of your time.
Are any still alive?
Oh, one of them. We're going to go visit him later. He might have opened up a bit.
Perhaps I can be of assistance.
No, I think you've had your orders, novitiate. Now, on some more pressing matters. I see you've acquired some good equipment. The Citadel looks forward to your donation on the end of your 3 years, but it would be remiss of me not to take an advance payment now. Send letter of recommendation. Tell me, what have you got on you at the moment? A donation to make to the Order?
I'm afraid so. I only have my main equipment on me.
Full plate armour and no gold?
Forgive me, I thought you meant material items.
Yes, I do. Very much so. Gold is a material item.
Yes, I have gold.
Oh. Would you like to donate? I will personally send a letter of recommendation to your father.
How much is the customary donation, sir?
Well, what have you got?
Bye money.
481 copper pieces, 670 silver pieces, 1,229 gold pieces, and 6 platinum pieces.
His eyes sort of raise at this point. Well, that is a lot of money, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is not all mine. Some is owed to another.
How much?
More than I currently possess.
Who is that other person?
Guildmaster Leighton Shanks of the Abrit Adventurers Guild.
Adventurers Guild?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well. They can adventure over to us and collect their money at any time they want. I will take possession of that loan for you quite handily.
Sir, I gave my word.
Well, this is an order. Let's start with 1,000 gold pieces. That's a nice round sum. I'll take that from you now, and I'll let the Citadel let them know myself. Your charitable advanced payment to the Order.
Sir, do you have anyone capable of sending a message? The sending spell, to be specific.
No. Not a Miss Vassal. Why?
It simply occurs to me that it would be quite interesting for the champion himself to know that you have specifically requested a large sum of money from not only a novitiate, but his only son, before the time is due.
You see him sort of come over to you. Novitiate, are you questioning the order of a High Inquisitor on the deck of his ship?
I would never do such a thing, sir. I am simply making an observation as to how my father...
With an open hand, a gaunted hand, he slaps you across the
knew
face.
that was coming.
It's painful as well. You can feel the gauntlet. You take 1 point of damage.
Great.
As he slaps you.
Slap.
Silence.
Sorry, in question.
Yeah?
In Theren's somewhat colourful history with this man, has he ever slapped him before?
You've actually had very little to do with him.
Right.
No, you know of him, but he is quite high up the order. High Inquisitors tend not to get involved too much in the day-to-day training of novitiates and sort of pages, effectively. It's more the Inquisitors themselves that get involved with it.
Yep. Okay.
I will leave Gallus here to collect your money.
Great.
When you've returned your manners, you may go back to your ship. That is all. He sort of puts a thing on his chest. For the greater good.
The greater good.
Splendid. He leaves the room and leaves out.
Just kind of wipe at the split lip.
God.
Inquisitor sort of just smirks under his helmet, produces a sort of a large cloth bag and just dumps it on the floor.
Theren, with shackles, just goes...
Well, take your time then.
It's going to prove quite difficult for me, Gallus, to...
Inquisitor Gallus?
Forgive me. The hit rather knocked my senses. To access my purse while I cannot separate my wrists.
Make a persuasion check.
Nice.
18.
Hey.
No. 20.
Hey.
Nice.
So he looks at you for a second. Sort of gets a huge thing of keys and sort of fumbles around with them for maybe 2 minutes before sort of taking one and unlocking the rest.
Can I ask you something?
You've forgotten all formality.
May I ask you something, sir?
Proceed.
Kasaki, Novitiate Kasaki,
Yes.
has her coin also been requisitioned?
That is a fantastic idea. I will make sure of it.
She does not possess much. My concern would be that requisitioning what she has would only damage her progression.
But it's all in the adventure. You left the Citadel with us?
If I give you more, will you leave hers alone?
Well, you certainly can. But her letter of recommendation won't be nearly as good.
Her abilities speak for themselves.
We shall see.
Takes the coin purse with all the gold in it.
Yeah. How much are you giving?
1,000.
1,000 gold. Okay.
Oh,
It's only gold.
Takes you
Fine.
some
How
time,
about your other, please?
but he puts it into the sack
Thanks.
and sort of hoists it over his shoulder.
from somewhere on the island, Aubrey goes, no, all that money.
Well, it was a pleasure knowing. It was a pleasure having you on board, Novitiate. At ease. Sort of takes the manacles, clamps them back on, unless you do anything to resist.
Nope.
Nope. And then leaves.
Am I free to go?
You're locked back in the cell,
Of course I am.
but within a sort of hour and a half, the keys are sort of given and you are released back onto the deck. And at that point, you can see the rest of the party. Various members of the party, sort of the crew, all look a little bit like ruffled and ragged, but otherwise happy. Drazda seems to be sort of like with the hood up and sort of like very quiet, sort of sees you and sort of like a big smile on her face. Drazda, you see, has a split lip, like down here. This is sort of faint side of drugs, but she's sort of standing very proudly, and you can see she's sort of
Do you
got
mean
hot.
Sarcher?
Sarcha.
Okay.
What did I say?
Drazda.
It's Drazda.
Sarcha. Sarcha. But she's standing very proud.
No!
Too many characters, too many names.
Touch the wholesomeness.
Sarcha is stood there with a particular eye on Claudia, keeping an eye on her. But eventually you were all taken back to the Falling Star in various sort of goes, and once you're all back on board, the manacles are released and the Inquisitors go back to the Justice. And over the next half an hour, the Justice raises its anchor and starts to sail away slowly, with orders that at sunrise, the High Inquisitor expects you on a beach and gives you sort of a rough point that you can see just from there.
Right. Back on the Falling Star.
Meanwhile.
Theren turns to Odie, Vincent, Sarcher, Drazda, and goes, the good news is that you don't have to do anything else.
Sarcher sort of walks over. Yes, he mentioned something about requisitioning you.
Yes, Cass and I are to assist in finding a lost scouting team. Everyone else are simply not trusted. I apologise. It was not my decision.
What did they take from you?
A lot of money.
I thought so. They took my spyglass.
No.
Very expensive, that.
Oh,
jeez.
jeez. That's a lot.
Would you like to know a joke about High Inquisitor Vulcan?
You know what I would?
What is the difference between High Inquisitor Vulcan and acne?
I don't know.
Acne waits until you're a teenager to come on your face.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
The whole crew just going with the unexpected nature of the joke. Well, I was not expecting that.
How does Cass react to that?
Kasaki just goes like, frowns slightly and just sort of looks and...
Even we don't like him.
just quite silent at that point. But Sarcher just, what a dick. And he's so short. Even I'm taller than him. Honestly, did you see his shoulder pads? For God's sake.
He does it to look taller.
You think? And his hair.
Yours in the boots.
Oh my goodness, I wish I could
Black
firebolt that hair. Oh, could you imagine it going up?
That'd be awesome.
Oh.
I'm sure I can't. That would be tantamount to treason. However...
On a serious point, Theren, if they've taken this much from us just from the pleasure of meeting, if you go with them to the centre of the island and you find something like a Greater Restoration Scroll, what are the chances they're going to give it to you? What are the chances you're going to be able to keep it hidden?
Which is why...
What are the chances that they'll let Brooker and Aubrey go with you? There's a lot wrong with this plan.
I know. I need to think. We have until dawn. I need to come up with something. And I will. I need a minute.
Two of you, in this time.
Mm-hmm.
So you spend a little time. Aubrey sort of gives you the shackles and is like, help me.
Okay, I'll get anything for this.
No, I know you do. That's why I think it's funny.
I have a sickle.
Could you there's a rock. Put my legs on the rock. Just very carefully hit it with another rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will try.
Not my ankle, for God's sake.
Why don't you... I hold your feet down and you use a rock if I find you a rock.
Okay, find me a good rock.
Okay. And whilst we're doing this...
Between you find a handsome rock. Yeah,
Whilst we're trying to do this, I bring Aubrey up to speed with what I found from Crazy Grendelly.
So that's Grendelly then.
Gendally.
I call him Grendelly because he's kind of grumpy.
Okay, Grendelly.
Gendally. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'll just...
3, 2, 1.
Just sort of jolts up your arms. With time, you can get
just
there.
Try it. At least try and
still
break
got them
it.
sort of wrapped around your
Yeah,
arms.
I've given up by this point.
But you get the chains off.
Fine.
Yeah,
I just want to be
effectively.
able
So
to
your
walk
limbs are free now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The only problem is that your axe isn't there.
No.
It's still on the falling star.
Yeah. It's true. Brooker, do you still have the bag?
Yes.
Cool. I'll go in the bag, get my cloak out, put that back on, feel a bit better, think about it. Fuck it, you won't mind. I'll pull out Bear Claw.
Okay. Scabog comes out. You can
might
see
mind.
the Bear Claw with that sort of green emerald sort of in the hilt of it. Sort of takes it out.
Okay.
It's draw it.
Draw it, yeah.
It's a very ungainly weapon. It's like it's the equivalent of holding like a large mace.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really it's just unweighted, yeah.
And I sort of remembering my encounter from last time. I sort of 1 second. It is only temporary until I can talk to Theren. But just so you know, he's been caught by the Order, and I sort of explain to the sword the current situation. Not expecting a response, but just the reason why I'm holding it. And then once I'm done, I sheath it and then put it on my belt.
You were talking
Make
to
a
yourself.
charisma check for me, please.
Of course. Okay, that's a 17.
17. You sort of you scabbard it onto your side. You can see Brukar talks like you're talking to yourself, but there's a moment where you hear him say it, but at the same time there's another meaning to what he's saying. You hear those words, but your brain tells you something different in a deeper voice, in a more gruff voice, as you look around, just without even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the equivalent of you spinning sort of 100 degrees from left to right, and just sort of stood by a tree as the large form of the Bear King.
Oh.
And all you, this is what happens. You're sort of you're looking around.
Yeah,
it's almost like you don't actually look at him.
I don't see him. Yeah.
He's in your vision. You
Yeah.
kind of register him without looking at him. And as Brukar's talking, you just hear, If he just believed in the sword, I could help him. But he won't. And then you kind of realise what's happening. Your head snaps back and he's gone. And it's like nothing was heard. Bruchard spoke.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, sorry. Still not feeling great. I swallowed a lot of water. Yeah. Cool. Right. What's your plan?
Wait to see what happens.
You were just going to wait here until we arrived?
That was the plan.
It was the plan, yeah, sorry. Sorry, I just remembered. We'll have to go try and save them. Like, I don't know how long they'll be on that boat for.
From what Theren said, they'd be talked to, not hurt. You don't believe that. You provoked them.
No, I didn't. I merely said I didn't want to be shackled. I was not attacking them. They attacked me first.
Okay.
It's fine you don't believe me, but that's...
No, I believe you. I just feel in their mind that would have been a provocation because they're religious idiots.
They are.
So, our friends may not be in immediate danger. There are two of us.
There is.
And the crazy man. They have a warship full of soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And all our friends in chains.
You're right.
There is an unexplained point in your head, Bruker, and you would pick up on this because of your druidic and your sort of nature sense. Now that you've thought about it, Aubrey did manage to swim from the boat to here with shackles on and doesn't appear to be tired in any way. There's like something, there's just a realisation that's like, you would pick up on that.
I was going to get on.
Yeah, sorry, I should just point that out.
Yeah, I just say you are a very good swimmer.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a new gift, I think. Very good, yeah.
Okay.
Mostly better at running, but... Yeah.
Have you got any sea elf in your blood? Or?
Is that like a sea eagle?
No.
Sea elf? I've never heard of that. Look, we'll talk about the history of seas. Like, this dude, I point to the gnome. So what's his... So you said his deal was that he owned this place.
Kind of, yes. He and his family used to ship food and items that came into the port here further inland. Oh, no. They would hold whatever trade came in and then the people from inland would come out.
So it'd be like a front then, basically.
Yes, front or like initial trading post. A bridge between worlds.
Is there any boats nearby? Maybe we can go to the centre of the island.
Yes. Beat the Order at their own game.
Possibly. I mean, do you think they'll go there?
If they haven't found Arknight yet, I think they will try at some point, and from what
Gendrid?
I can't say his name.
Gendely.
Gendely.
I said something completely
And
different.
according to what Gendely said,
You can say it in your accent however you want. It's totally up to you.
Gendely said
they
didn't tell them. Well, they did tell them where they were, but they were hanging around for us or for someone. And so why aren't they, gone into the middle and then got rid of the problem and got out?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, just in case I was like, he didn't say anything about him saying anything.
Yeah, no.
He just said, you can ask my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, hinting that they're dead and they haven't said anything because they're dead.
They did say something, they were... Is how
Or that they weren't saying it and now they're dead because of it.
Could have been whatever, yeah.
Who knows? It could be taken many ways.
Yeah, I don't think the Order are finished here.
Okay.
So maybe we beat them at their own game.
Yeah, I guess.
I just don't think we can do a good job. What can we do?
No, you're right.
We could hang around, go as a shark or something, head back out there, do some scouting.
Yeah, records. If you're... Well, I don't want to put you in danger, Brooker.
You could come... No, you can't come too.
I mean, I can fly. Well, I have to reattune, but yes.
Do you have to reattune out of interest? Yeah, you do. Okay.
I mean, I could do a rest personally, but like if you want to go scout out, maybe you can see if, I don't know, they've let them go, or I mean, I could stay here and keep a lookout. I don't know what I can do at this point.
Yeah.
I've unfortunately, in my haste, left all my weapons on the ship.
You might be able to see if I can bring that back. Okay. Problem is, once I get over there, I won't be able to come back.
I mean, you have an amazingly useful potential sword on you. You can there do some
I
amazing
am
things
very
with it.
aware of that. And I'm not saying anything, but
Yes. Once I go, I can't come back to say
is it?
until tomorrow morning.
Sure.
Actually, long rest.
Well, is there any way you can contact me?
Ignore me. I can come back once I have a short rest.
Okay.
Okay. I will head over as
Wait,
Ruka shot. Ruka shot.
wait before you disappear. I know you're just going Brooker shot and turning into the water. It's like, is there any way you can contact? Oh, your teeth. Is there any way you can message me at all?
No.
No. Oh, at some point you will just come back.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Bye.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Try not to kill the gnome. He's annoying, but I think it comes from a place of great grief.
Have you tried talking to him properly?
Oh God, yes.
Oh, I need to have a go. All right,
Yes. You
go
could
up.
probably do better than me.
Yeah.
And I
Okay, so where are you going?
stealthily underwater, heading to kind of circle round the falling star.
Falling star.
Just
Okay.
a quick thing. Are you taking the rest of the bag of holding?
I was just about to ask that.
I've taken the cloak and the sword.
I would imagine you would, unless you've.
I think I've
Something
taken those
else.
out just to arm myself and have something. I probably would have given
Should
it
I
back.
take it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take it back
So-
towards danger.
Here you go. So make a survival check and make a
Sword.
stealth check for me, please.
It's a
Survival.
good sword, be careful with it.
I don't think I'll be able to use it.
Can I be cheeky and no, I can't because I don't have that spell. So stealth was
5-2.
12.
Sam can't read it either. 12? Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna switch up.
And survival check?
Survival.
That's an even worse dice. I can't even see those.
Natural 20, so 27.
What?
Okay,
Oh,
27. As you start swimming and sort of making sort of loops of the falling star, you don't see anything particular. There's no movement above, like below the water. Both boats are not moving. The anchors are sort of wedged into the sea. You can sort of follow them down. The falling star itself is moving. You're still a little bit further in time. Theren's arc went on for a couple of hours beyond where you are now, so the boats haven't moved. You do a tour. You start to notice signs of activity below the waters. There's a couple of movements of other marine animals, lots of fish, eels. You see a couple of sharks, including one very big shark at some point. Nothing really giving you much attention in your shark form. You use whatever. But you also start to notice a movement sort of below by a sort of a coral sort of seaweed reef, maybe sort of 500 feet away from where the boats are parked. It looks like there's movement there. Something. Make a perception check.
Oh god. As a shark?
Perception, that'd be a 14.
14. Unlike sort of natural fish that keep moving, these ones are stationary and sort of hovering in space effectively. You see humanoid-like shapes, sort of 3, 4, but it's all amongst the tall seaweed moving out there. Nothing seems to have caught your attention. With 20 survival check, there's no immediate sense of threat. You don't think that they're like actively hunting the ship. You don't think there's anything going on, but there's certainly movement there, and you start to get the feeling that there's a lot more going down in this ocean than you initially first thought, and the longer you spend here, the more time you'll have to just make sure you don't get caught by something effectively.
I'm going to head up onto the far side of the falling star and try and climb my way up. And when I get to it, just peep over the side.
So you've had a short rest, haven't you, on the island?
You will have done.
I could have done.
Yeah, because if you haven't, that was your second wild shape of the day. So when you climb back onto the boat,
I wouldn't be able to climb back off again. That's what I was thinking, and I was thinking I had a short break
I-
on the boat, but
it-
actually it would be better to have it now, and then I've got 2 slots. Would you allow me that?
yeah. So you use your second wild shape. You climb up onto the falling star. Okay, make a stealth check for me.
So would you allow me to have had a short rest?
On the island.
Well, what are you doing here? Are you short resting on the falling star, or are you short resting on the island beforehand? I'll let you say that. But
I would have did it on the
short-rested
island.
Alright, on
if
the
that's
island.
all right with you.
okay, yeah. So you've used one of your wild shapes. Okay, make a stealth check as you come up onto the falling star.
Okay, stealth. That is 15.
15.
I'll do a short rest.
Okay, so you sort of slowly creep your way onto the deck. No one else is on the ship.
Okay.
You can see, the anchor's down. It's sort of rocking softly. Aubrey's axe over onto the left, still by the sort of edge. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
no, it wouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wouldn't be there.
Yep.
There'd be no axe.
That'd be no axe.
And then you notice some movement on the Justice as somebody there's this sort of movement, and someone seems to be sort of like, you can just see from a distance, someone's like pointing and like trying to get some attention over in your direction. But you can't hear them.
Okay, I will duck down,
Yeah.
drop prone,
Broke a flat.
and just wait. If I hear like either a rowboat or something coming across, I will jump for the water and
Okay.
sharp reef.
After about half an hour's waiting, you do start to hear rowboats coming across.
Any voices?
Yes. Make a perception check.
Oh,
Natural
that's 20.
27.
Natural 20. With a natural 20, you very quickly identify the voice of Sacha amongst everything.
I will stay then.
And then everyone laughing.
You trying to hide on the ship whilst everybody comes back.
I will turn into a cat.
Okay, into a cat. Fine.
Ship's cat.
So the cat gets sort of put there. There's about 10 minutes unloading as you see Theren, Kazaki sort of all making way, and we have a conversation as we did before. And eventually the order make their way off. The boat sails. You overhear this whole conversation about what the order have offered. And Theren, you're probably the one to notice sort of this cat just sort of,
White cat with a...
yeah, just watching the conversation, white with sort of like black birch like stripes sort of down his fur.
Master Brooker,
Are they now sufficiently out of the sight that I could change back?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
the boat's now leaving.
Broke form.
it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. The bag, I think Aubrey... Did you keep the sword?
Yeah.
Aubrey's looking after your sword for the moment.
Why in Paradise name is that happening?
I think she felt undefended. She lost her axe.
But no one else can you. Alright,
Okay. Is everything okay? Could you bring me up to speed? What's happening?
I bring him up to speed.
Oh.
So
Good. It's good. Good bringing up to speed. I like it.
I'm glad to help.
we have to get back onto the island. The sooner the better. Odie, Vincent.
Yes. What's going on, chap? You alright?
No, but we can't. Theren looks at Cass. Please don't report me for what I'm about to say.
What are you about to say, Theren?
Something that could be considered treason. Looks back at Vincent and Odie. They can't have all of it. The fallen star needs something. Also, we have a promise. The two of you are forbidden from coming, but I'm going to ask you to join us.
Okay.
I've seen you both sneak. I know you can hide.
So you're suggesting we go without the order? Of course we will. But what will the falling star do? Such a sort of, I can keep sailing off, but we'll have to have some way of communicating. If once we drop you off, we won't be able to come and collect you. We will need to move quickly. We can almost certainly outsail the Justice, but we'd need to stay away.
If it comes down to it, I have enough reason to believe that High Inquisitor Vulcan's interests are a lot more selfish than other Inquisitors. If I have to defend my actions at a Council of the High Inquisitor, I believe I will be able to. We leave now. Vincent, Odie, Drazda, I know you've been through a lot. I'm not going to ask you to come. The choice is yours. We leave now. We meet up with Aubrey on the beach. Is she on the beach? Is she on the island?
Yes.
Good. We meet up with Aubrey. We go. We do the job before they can catch up. We leave now. We don't wait until morning.
Okay.
Uh,
Such a sort of thinks about it. Okay. And there's a ship. We sail away, keep our distance, and come back when summoned.
As far as you're aware, our orders were simply to head to the island. That's all we've done.
But they're going to notice you're not there, and then they will immediately come for us.
Then get what distance you can.
Okay.
And I would warn you that I have seen some non-normal aquatic life near the island, near where we are. The corals, there's creatures there that look more humanoid than fish.
I see.
I felt no immediate threat. It's just caught my eye.
Then in that case, I would require, just in case, can anyone stay with the falling star, keep us safe? I'm sure Drazda will very ably stay with us, and she's sort of like, she's like, no, you can't go. Of course you can't. We need your spell casting for the boat. If we are invaded by fish monsters, we need flames. You know, keep us safe. And she sort of.
Theren walks over to Drazda, puts both hands on her shoulders. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. It is a very unfortunate part of getting older. I'm sorry. This is for the best.
And she sort of.
Also, Drazda, what we're about to do, we're about to act against my order. This may haunt everyone that does it for the rest of their lives. Here, you're an innocent.
And Theren, and you see Kasaki's sort of voice picking up. I would prefer to stay on the ship.
May I ask a favour?
You may.
I understand if you have to report what I'm doing. Please give me at least a few hours.
I'm not going to report what you're doing, but turning a blind eye is one thing and assisting is another.
I understand. I'm sorry if my actions have ended our friendship.
Well, see that you complete your actions and succeed in what you're doing. And then, well, it's better than being caught, put it that way. Plus, I can keep Sacha and Drazda safe.
Thank you.
Someone nods. Odie and Vincent, well, an adventure it is then. Splendid, I'd better go and get my good hat. And he sort of goes into his bag and ruffles and gets this huge feather that sort of attaches to his hat. Puts it on.
See it for miles.
And so, the party, made up of Bruka, Theren, Odie and Vincent, will eventually make their way to the Middle Island where they can meet back up with Aubrey.
Hello.
And we'll go and have a break.
Yeah.
And we'll come back in a second. See you in a bit.
Woo!
Hello, welcome back to to us sort of keeping things moving in the interest of moving the story forward. Aubrey, you are sat on the island. Is there anything you would like to do while you're waiting?
I think I try and talk to Gnome a bit, which we don't have to roleplay, but I just want to sort of get the sort of... I think just basically just ask about his family in the sense of how they were, any fond memories or something. Just generally sort of talk to him about his family.
Okay. If you ask him something like that, like, oh, tell me about your family or whatever,
Yeah,
you get a very similar response each time along the lines. Oh, they were hot stuff. They're all dead now.
Oh, dear God.
I can still hear them burning away.
So nice
You
when
quickly
I'm not there.
tell
You see my
Completely
that
calm.
it's just a similar response each time.
Okay. Well, then in that case, then I will, I'll go look in the house. Is there, like, I just guess, no, well, I've not looked in the house, but I'll look in the house.
Yeah.
I just want to see, what can I see from around there and sort of get a good view as night is falling, I'm guessing, by this point.
From the house outwards.
Yeah, I want to see, like, if I can see any of the
Alright,
and stuff like that.
yeah. You get a very good sense that, especially from his sort of veranda from the front door, you get a good view of all of the houses in the sort of little settlement. Every house has been built so that he can see it from his porch, effectively. So it's like a hub. The big tavern was the biggest building there.
Okay.
But even small for a tavern, but there's a sort of the remnants of a bit of a dock that you can see that sort of now have been floated out and burnt away.
Mm-hmm.
But everything has been built so that he can see it from his place.
He can see it.
Okay. Or from this, if you sit on the porch, you can see the front door of every other house in the settlement.
Okay. Can I make like a very slow sort of, I'll take a few hours to do, so just search each individual ruin and see if there's anything in there.
Okay. I'm going to make you check for it if you're spending that much time.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah.
You very quickly notice that everything of large substance, wooden, furniture, tables, stools, dressers, wardrobes, floorboards, ceilings, everything has been gutted in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like somebody has been snooping through it. See, certainly the remnants of the fire have been picked through in some way. Make a survival check.
Ooh, okay. 13.
13. Sometime after the fire.
Yeah. And Brooker told me it was yesterday as the fire happened. I'll go back to them. Other than myself and Master Brooker, has anyone else been here? And apart from the Order, anyone else that's been by?
No, there's those idiots that burned everything. They stayed around. They laughed and watched. Yeah. I think they've been for everything, if that's what you're after.
I don't know if they've just been...
Nope, they're looking for something. They thought they'd find it in the fire.
Did they say what they were looking for?
Well, the criminals. Thought we were hiding them. Some clue, some scroll to give away their location.
And you don't happen to have anywhere that would hide anything, would you? On this lovely, nice building? A basement, perhaps, or an attic?
I don't know what use is it now. He sort of points behind him, and then sort of under the rug in his house, you can see like he sort of shows you there's a trap door that goes down into a sort of small cellar room that you can see several barrels and crates have been stocked up. Looks like the remnants of a large sort of order of food. Nothing of value down there, I'm afraid. Just food, supplies. As I say, we're just a trading hub. Ships come by here on the way to somewhere important, Yibrit, or the like.
Sure.
We just buy what we can, sell what we can. This lot that camped in on Zeliddier, best customers we've had in a while. I didn't want to rat them out. They've given us far more gold than anything else.
Sorry, did you say how long they'd been in Zeliddier for?
Yeah, a few months.
A few months? Yeah. Maybe three or 4 months?
About that. Why?
That's a lot of coincidences, things happening around 3 or 4 months ago, that's all.
Oh, good for you.
Was there a name at all? Anyone that you would regularly be in contact with? Or was it different people every time?
Different people every time. There's one though. And the voice I hear all the time. References. Black Star. Black Star. What a cool name.
Exactly what I was thinking. Did they say man, woman, elf? No?
I don't know.
Just stays.
Better I don't know. What you don't know keeps you safe. Just ask my family.
I see that. It's getting old, that joke. So, would you mind awfully if... And I don't suppose I could buy this food off you. I appreciate money is of little value to now.
Take what you need.
Really?
Yeah.
That's very kind of you.
I've got less mouths to feed now.
Sorry, I shouldn't. I'll take enough. Take enough food, and sort of take it out of, basically, I'm taking it out so that we've got it.
It's a lot of it is long life food stuffs, dried and cured meats and cheeses and things that have been wrapped up for long periods of time. Yeah, decent stuff, but not luxurious, but good stuff.
Good enough.
Fairly decently wealthy food. So we're not talking trail rations here. We're talking decent long-term food.
I'm sorry. So and you said this was food that they made here. Sorry, or is it food that they traded in?
Traded. Yeah, Genderly's Rest is a trading.
I was going to say, it didn't affect me as a crop
There is
place.
nothing that can be bought or sold that comes from this area that Genderly's Rest deals with. It is purely like a petrol station. Effectively, ships come in, they trade what they can, and they leave. It is, as I say, the impression you get is that these guys are super poor. Like nobody comes here, and then 3-4 months ago, they started getting regular trade. Yeah. And at that point, they said, "Great." They asked if nobody don't talk about us. Fantastic, we won't.
Yeah, and then it ended badly for them.
Small time people caught up in a bigger story.
So sad. I think the final thing I'll do then is look around for any farm weapons, so like a pitchfork or a scythe or something.
I'll tell you for free that no, there's nothing.
There's nothing like that.
No.
Great. So I've just got this bloody sword.
As the sun sets, it's maybe sort of half an hour before the sun has completely disappeared. You see the falling star pulling into view, and the rowboat being lowered.
Sorry, before the rowboat is lowered, I'm assuming at one point, Theren will turn to Bruca and go, "Why does she have my sword?"
She wanted something to defend herself with. I presume we're bringing one to swap.
Yes. Does she not have her axe?
No, I said she lost it.
You're right, forgive me. Then, Theren, assuming Bruca as well, will look for something on the falling star.
At this point, AD's sort of like, I mean, you can keep it if you want, but do you mind if I
Yes.
I'm better with two, you know?
Yes.
Thank you. Sort of takes the sword back.
Sarcha, do you have any other weapons on board? Something that would be suitable for Aubrey?
Sarcha? Oh, yeah, Sarcha. I've got Sarcha.
Oh,
I'm sure I've got something.
Yeah, you've got Sarcha and Drazda.
She sort of looks around.
You've got everyone else.
No chance you're going to get Cass's katana. Not even going to bother.
I don't know. No, well, she's defending the ship. She needs it.
She kind of like rummages around and sort of pulls two small daggers. Should have been these.
I was thinking slightly bigger, but
yes.
No, I'm afraid not.
No. Any sort of a harpoon or...
I'm afraid she just sort of conjures like a small amount of flame in her hands. I'm similar to you, I'm afraid. I don't need anything like that. I just... And then again she crackles her hand with like slight lightning. And if they get close, you know, I'd rather not get into that.
Strap the daggers to an oar.
Make a spear.
Yes, or like a big club thing.
Yes, we could do that.
It's not good, but
failing that, Odie, would you be willing? And I apologise, to volunteer one of the swords should it come down to it.
Well, I mean, I guess, but I'd rather have two with the same weapon.
I completely understand.
She pulls her like a coat, and there is just like a shockingly large amount of daggers and equipment in her thing. There's no like swords, but so she's got the two swords and then like about 6 daggers. And Odie as well, so Vincent as well. Again, it's quite a very fine and delicate rapier. I mean, you could borrow. It's Aubrey, isn't it?
Yes.
And I forget I said me things. I've got daggers as well.
Right.
There's a lot of knives on this boat when you come to think of it, isn't there?
Yes, a lot of knives, not very many
Got a knife.
of anything else.
It's unbelievable. There's nothing in your magic bag. Surely you picked up things, bits and pieces.
Didn't she have another great axe she picked up at one point?
I think she sold it off.
No, I left everything. All the weapons I would have left on the thing. So my great axes, my hand axe, and my javelins.
Where's that?
Well, they should all be. Well, I assume they're all on the boat or have been taken away. I assume.
Would you be carrying both great axes on you though? I'm assuming you'd have like
I mean,
one and
to be
one
fair, from
somewhere
what I
else.
remember I got it for the tournament, and they said, "Oh, you can take one." So I just went, "Cool," and then chucked the great axe. So I'm going to assume I don't have it on me.
If you haven't got it marked down on your sheet, you
It's
haven't
not marked
got
down
it.
actually, but I think
Yeah.
I deliberately.
Your
don't put it
other
out.
axes and things you would still have on your person, yeah.
Oh, would I?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
I like to think that it would not have changed how Aubrey would have gone about this.
Oh
in
no,
one
not
bit,
at
but-
all. I just assumed.
Yeah,
I put
no, it was,
everything
your
there,
axe
and
was
then
the visible, like, large weapon.
Right.
They
the
had.
javelins though. Oh.
They didn't take them from you. They didn't take weapons from anyone, including Theren and Odie and Vincent. No weapons were taken. There was a very, like, a big sense of, you comply, we don't fight, because we could just kill you.
I got that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if
So I
she's
do
got
have
those-
weapons.
If she's got those hand axes, then we're fine. She can use those.
Yep.
Right. Let's go.
One of us.
God.
So the boats,
My
eventually,
goodness.
you all find yourselves on the beach. We have Theren,
rowing, isn't he?
Bruca, Aubrey, Odie, and Vincent. The sun is beginning to set. DM Ryan is going to
What day is it?
temporarily get rid of Drasder and Sarcher because, my god, he has too many pieces of paper.
Too many
We
notes.
don't need him anymore for now either.
Here's
You have Kasaki, but you've still got
Vincent.
Odie and Vincent.
Yep.
Smashing.
Smashing.
I'll let you, between you, decide what you're going to do with them. Odie sort of like comes down. Oh, Aubrey,
Hey.
what the hell were you doing?
No.
God, you gave me such a fright.
I didn't mean to frighten you. I'm sorry.
Well, you did. What are you doing? You're attacking a...
No.
We were all in manacles.
He attacked
Aubrey,
me. Yes.
you antagonising them.
I
What if you
didn't.
picked up Drasder and thrown her off the boat?
I would have dived straight after her.
Would you?
Yes.
Think about it. They could have done anything to us in manacles, and you fought them. I'm very disappointed in you, Aubrey.
I'm sorry, Odie. Didn't mean to disappoint you.
I don't think you're taking me seriously.
I am trying to be genuine when I say that. I did it. No, if Odie is
I
saying
think
it-
Aubrey's having a very similar reaction. Well, I don't think
yes,
I did anything wrong.
Yeah. I didn't like how they were treating you. I just wanted to stand up to it.
Well, it's not great, is it? But we were very much up against it then, and we all had a plan, and you didn't stick to it. If we go onto this island looking for another cure, we don't want another blue. If we have a plan, we stick to it, yes?
Yes.
Thank you, Aubrey. You're the strongest of us. We need you on side.
I'm always on your side. Do not worry about that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Vincent sort of goes, well, there's a bit of a sit rap.
I love him.
We've got a lot of knives on the boat. We figured that much, but arrows, absolutely buggered.
Oh, yeah.
Totally buggered right now.
Yes, I don't have any.
No? Anyone want to volunteer any?
No.
Anyone magic from your special bag?
We're on the island now, maybe.
Yeah.
Gendley, was there any weapons that was...
I couldn't find any.
couldn't find
Dorban!
There's trees and stuff.
Blimey, who's that? Who's
Chris,
that genderly fellow?
he's
He's the owner of this place.
he's
I
lost...
see.
He's the survivor.
Yes, he's
I was
not
told.
in a good place.
No, I bet. Poor bugger.
Then
There's
all
trees
three.
and stuff. You can try and make arrows from there.
Can I?
There's nothing we could do particularly
Oh.
that quickly. No, I'm really sorry. but
Well,
I'm no
you've got
Fletcher.
plenty of knives. You could just use them to cut down branches.
Fletcher.
Fletching
How many
takes a lot of time.
How many arrows have they got, actually?
They had none. We had
None.
used them all
Training
up
them.
completely.
Right. Well, we've got our weapons. We'll just have to ambush anything up close and personal.
If you've got lots of daggers, you can just throw them at range.
Well, I could, but I'm not very good at that.
But within, you just have to be close to the normal.
If we run into trouble, Aubrey and I will stand at the front, lure them to us, and
Right. Well, and then we'll flank and do what we're going to do. Brukar, you, I imagine you've got a trick or two up your sleeve?
I do, yes. As you've seen, I can do a bit of range, I can do a bit of mid.
Smashing. Well, it is currently sundown, and we have these order buggers. I feel like Kasaki's gone now. I can say that. What arses! They're coming at dawn.
Agree. Early.
Which means we can either wait and leave early morning, or we can go now.
the sooner we go, the better head start we have. Can I please have Bear Claw?
Okay. I very slowly, deliberately take my time to get it off. There you go. Sorry, I have to have a laugh at least some point today.
Make a charisma saving throw.
Me?
Phew.
27?
27. Oh. What's that?
Oh.
Hang on.
Me!
Oh, with disadvantage.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Woof!
Oh.
18.
That's better.
I want to give you content. Fail the check.
No. I have written it down somewhere. That's fine. Roll a d8 for me.
Oh no.
6.
6. That is interesting. Has anyone got a spare piece of paper for me quickly?
Do you want the...
This? Oh, that's a funny thing to have, isn't it?
Where did you get that? This just in. Ryan is pickpocketing my diary.
You sleight of hand.
That was amazing. Oh, got that in the
I'm
brain.
going to write something down. I'm going to let you add it to the card because your writing's a lot better and I don't have a pen on me, so that's why I'm doing it like this. But, hang on.
Nice that you threw in a compliment after stealing from me.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That was well
That was
played.
beautiful.
That was wonderfully played.
And as I give it to you, so that the reason I took it was because I thought you were trapped on the ship. I was going to try and board the ship and at least give you something to fight out of it. I wasn't going to use the sword, don't worry.
I understand.
But then Brooker kindly reminded me that.
So,
it's a lot
Theren,
of officer.
as you grab the sword, there's that sense of immediate relief, that tension on your shoulders that you did not realise you were carrying up until that point. There is a but then like an anger bubbles in you. It's a real selfish rage, and you don't notice at first, especially when Aubrey does this with the sword and like wrangles you. There's a moment where you realise it's not your anger. And you just get this feeling, I can help. Why don't you let me help? And it's not in any voice, it's just a feeling you have. At some point,
no.
add that to your card.
Oh no.
Randomly roll. Yes, it stacks.
Oh.
Do I feel this effect immediately?
Not just yet.
Let me know. Just say
Yep.
now.
Signpost.
Just look at me and say now.
But you feel like it's familiar and you calm down very quickly and, Bear Claw is sheathed and it's all good.
I understand your reasoning, thank you.
No, I just,
Alright then, well, should we make our way? I imagine we just sort ourselves to the island and, the nearest bank can go in.
Can we all fit in the boat?
Well, I imagine we probably can. Sarcha might want it back at some point, but she did say that we could take it for as long as we needed it, as long as we brought it back.
Master Brooker, I'm aware that you have been doing quite a lot of magic today.
Mm-hmm.
Are you alright to go now, or do you need rest?
Yes, no, I haven't used up much. I just, my most powerful ability is lost for the day after that big bird. But,
Can you still do the thing with the knife and the exploding ice?
oh yes.
Right, we'll be fine.
But next time I sleep, I can prepare something that would let us walk on water.
That would be helpful.
All of us.
Sure.
But not until I have some
Well,
time.
maybe that'll be a fantastic way of escaping if we need to.
Yes.
Well, because I imagine nobody could follow us. Especially if those big old bastards in plate armour like they are.
If
Oh,
we
goodness me.
If we do come across them and we are attacked, please no killing.
Alright, as long as you say so. I feel like they would kill us.
Yes.
Well,
And
alright.
Look pointedly at my arms. And just
Theren looks around the ruins and is kind of, we have to be better than this.
Why do you think they did it?
Because it was easy for them. They are bullies. They think they are doing good, and they have an excuse to bully people.
It's a show of power.
Yes, this isn't the way to infiltrate and stop a criminal organisation.
No, I mean they are sailing in a bright white and black boat.
This is
It's
just
ostentatious, is what it is. It's
chaos.
showcase, showboating.
When this is all done, when we get back to Ybrit, if everyone present wishes me to leave, I will do so.
No, don't be silly.
Theren, we will.
This is my
Let's
order.
let's concentrate on the mission just now. I assume you've informed me of what's going on, by the way.
Yes.
So I would say
Just like, why was
So-
that an island?
for the sake of expediency, unless you want to say any more, I want to cut off the RP at all. This is your game.
No,
you
let's
do what you
let's
want.
go.
something.
Yeah.
You make your way via boat as it gets dark towards the main island of Zeliddier. I would like a few things from you. I would like a front guard, so who's going to be at the front? I'd like a rear guard, and I'd like a middle of pack. So you can be one of 3 positions in there, like a marching order, you could say, as you make your way in. I would also like to know, how are you progressing? Are you being stealthy? Are you moving at speed? Or are you somewhere in between?
So I would offer to row or help row the boat.
Well, I'm assuming the boat is rowed, you get to the island.
No, but I'm.
all is
I see. I thought
One's
I thought
actually-
we
yeah.
were taking the boat.
On
The boat is sort of pulled up
Right.
onto the beach. Vincent and Tinodi drag the boat up onto shore and sort of hide it under some undergrowth in the trees and do their best job at hiding it, which they did a very good job at, to be fair.
Um,
I'm guessing Brooker at the back.
I would say Theren will suggest TBA.
Oh. Okay.
I'm up for TBA.
Okay.
Softest in the middle.
Like good old times. Sure.
TBA. All right.
It's like I chose a character name that would
No,
allow us to
I
continue.
realised that maybe 2 episodes in, and I was like, oh yeah.
It's almost like the 3 of them have now just realised that there is, for all times and purposes, from this point on, the rule that their characters must be TBA in some form.
In the next campaign, we'll swap over who gets what letter.
Yeah.
There'll be a chat.
Or maybe you
A
won't,
Tony.
just for hilarity. I need a cool name, but it must begin with a T.
Aaron. This is double A.
So,
The T is silent.
Odie and Vincent, where would you like them to go?
Well, neither of them have ranged weaponry now.
No.
Yeah.
You can see
So
Odie has drawn the 2 swords and is sort of like holding them. Vincent has got one hand on his rapier but keeps his arms free.
I would say one just behind Theren, one just in front of Aubrey.
So middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Alright.
TB.
Okay.
The
So,
O-
how would you like to progress?
Stealthily looking for stuff.
We're at the island now, aren't we?
Yeah, we're on the island.
So,
we're
let me describe what happens. The boat is pulled onto this very low and flat beach. Think Caribbean island or somewhere in the Maldives, but a lot colder. Still white sands, but a very much darker, more evergreen-like forestry. Much more sort of dappled Canadian look to it. It is wet. The ground is wet, almost swamp-like in a similar way to the Beggar's Bowl, but less swampy and more just with puddles of water here and there, of seawater or rainwater where it's all been collected. The trees stand about 15 feet tall. The land is flat in front of you, but does slowly go uphill. And within about 60 feet, your vision is blocked. It is thick, and now it's getting dark as well.
Then I would say slowly,
Yeah? Okay.
because we're looking for things, aren't we?
All right.
Or at least a way to go green centre.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, can everybody make me a stealth check, please?
If only I had passed without a trace.
Druids, man.
Oh!
Too much going on.
10.
17?
Sorry.
At disadvantage, no.
Aubrey.
Very nice.
Aubrey's a 12 and
12.
Odie.
Odie and Vincent.
So I'm just looking. So Odie.
I'll let the two of you do
Vincent.
Vincent between you, as long as somebody does
Do you want
Vincent.
to do it this time?
Yeah, sure. Oh, that's not good.
It's like plus 1,000.
13.
13.
Stealth. Oh, unnatural 20 for Odie.
Unnatural 20.
I guess because she can travel at normal pace while stealthing as well.
Okay.
Under difficult terrain.
So,
Bloody rangers.
She'll be directing, no doubt.
let's check something.
Nice.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Just imagining time and time.
Okay.
Just poking Theren's shoulder and going that way.
You slowly make your way into this forest. Are you lighting a source of a light, or are you going
Don't need
as
to.
best you can?
Don't
Goggle-
need to.
goggles
Dark
on.
vision, goggles on.
Vincent does it.
Vincent
We'll
is struggling, but will sort of with it, his perception is lost effectively.
Just hold
His
his
passive
hand.
perception is a
Feel that.
disadvantage. So what's his passive? 18.
Yeah.
He's now at 13 passive perception.
Okay.
Oh, woe is him.
I know.
Yeah,
Still
fuck
sees
him.
more than me.
Yeah.
Rogues, man, rogues.
Oh,
You can see in the dark.
60 feet.
60,
60
you're
feet.
60 feet as well. Good. I still haven't made you a card, have I?
I
I'm so sorry.
I'm
so sorry.
Sorry?
You slowly make your way through. You walk from sort of branch to branch. You make your way through the sort of swampy, the wind sort of that is blowing through, rustles the leaves all around you and gives an unairy sense of noise, like something's always moving around you just because of twigs breaking and wind snapping and the waves you can still hear behind you. Water drops will every now and then just thunk, or something will move on a twig. It's very disconcerting, but it's almost pitch black now as you're making your way through. The first you notice of it is Theren. At the front, you start sort of feeling a slight difference in sort of texture of footing, effectively. The ground becomes a little thicker, a little fuzzier with grass and seagrasses effectively sort of coming up. And you notice a sort of reptilian sort of hiss as you're pulling your sword, and there's a pair of glinting eyes in the ground just in front of you, probably about 10 feet in front of you, large reptilian eyes that just sort of flash, and in the dark vision you see that sort of flash of reflection of eyes, and you're just about to sort of start doing it when suddenly another pair of eyes flick open about 10 feet, and then another set about 5 feet, and then they all start to sort of move and raise as a noise. I'd like you all to roll initiative, please.
That doesn't sound good.
And I'm going to go get a map out. Ha ha!
Oh, what?
So, what it kind of looks like is this. You've got Theren. These pillars are like fancy trees.
Fancy
for us,
trees.
so that's absolutely fine. So as you're making your way through, you've got Odie and Vincent will kind of like be sort of flanking Bruca, and then you've got Aubrey at the back, taking some time. Initiative-wise, what has everybody got? Bruca.
I got 11.
11.
Not great.
11 for Bruca. Okie dokie. Theren?
17.
17.
Nice.
What about Vincent?
Also 17.
17 for Vincent.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go at the same time. Aubrey?
The ladies got, so Odie got 21.
21 for Odie.
Aubrey got 18.
18. Okay. So, unfortunately for you all, this creature had a higher stealth than your passive perception. So, it gets a surprise round on you as you sort of stumble into it. Oh no, Sam. Oh no, Theren
Yeah.
walked
it's
right
into
close.
this creature.
Bah, 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 bah.
So,
Is it in front? Is it at the side?
There was eyes and
in
stuff
front
around
of
the
them.
side.
In front of them, yeah. So,
Let's just
Move the
as fit as
trees.
you can. There we go, we'll fit the trees right now.
Oh no!
So, this has been lovingly represented by a dragon, but a dragon is not what you see. you see rearing up now a long serpentine head, dragon-like sort of eyes and teeth. I'm trying to get a picture just so I can describe it best because I don't have my master manual with me.
Thank you.
Some stress eating going
Here
on.
we go. So it almost looks like the head of a snake, but sort of barbed and with ears and a long neck that goes down to almost like a large reptilian body, almost like a sort of dinosaur-like body. But it's not just that. There's another head, another head, and another head, and another head. There's 5 heads, all sort of leering and independently starting to sort of sniff and agitate. And Theren, you're the one that they focus on, having walked into them. So it's going to get a surprise round on you.
Cool.
As you are going to take 5 bite attacks.
Right.
So
Of course.
that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
That is a 19 to hit.
No.
That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
That is a 18 to hit.
No.
That is a 15 to hit.
No.
So 2 hits.
2.
2 hits. God, even as surprise, you are damn tricky to hit. You take... Oh, that's some good damage though. 27 points of piercing damage total as you manage to sort of go, oh shit, and you're immediately fighting these heads as they like bite and bite and bite and bite on you.
Yeah.
But suddenly, like 2 of them get like, one gets around your shield and wrenches it slightly from your arm, the other one clubs you around the side of the head before you bring your guard back. It gets a sort of fairly decent attack on you. But now we go back to the top. Odie. Odie is going to go, oh shit.
Yeah.
She is going to take from her inventory 2 daggers and she's going to just throw them at the creature after Hunter's marking it. So
Of course.
she's cast Hunter's Mark
Yeah.
and she'll throw 2 daggers.
Okay. It's already gone, hasn't it? Damn it. I was to get
Yeah, it's
advantage
already
on
gone,
it.
unfortunately.
So the first dagger is because it's a friend. It'll be +7, won't it?
It'll be Dex plus proficiency
Yes.
plus 2 because she's got
Right, so that's a +9. Yeah, so that'll be 26 to hit on the first
26
one.
hits.
And the second one is a
Same again.
26, yeah.
Both hit. Yeah. So she gets 2 daggers in.
Is it D4 for daggers?
Yep.
Okay.
D4s?
I've got D4s.
Okay.
I've got D4s. And it'll be +4 for each one then. Oh, that's not good.
Average.
7 and 5. 12.
Numbers.
Such a risk.
As they just sort of pummel into the body of this creature.
Wait, is it Hunter's Mark on both attacks? Or
Yeah,
one?
Hunter's Mark. Yeah.
On both? On both
Yep.
of them? Cool.
Every time you hit.
So
7.
7 on top of that.
7. So what's the total?
There's 12 plus 7, so 19 total.
19 points of
Nice.
damage. Okay. Yeah. The daggers unerringly sort of hit into sort of the sort of fleshy mound of the creature, roars in pain and sort of goes to attack again, but the impact's just sort of sinking into its massy reptilian scaly hide. With her turn, she's going to move behind the tree behind her. But as you see her moving, you notice that while she sort of gracefully jumps over the terrain, it looks like boggy, marshy terrain. This is difficult terrain for moving purposes. It's wet and sort of difficult here.
Oh, if only I wasn't already in melee range.
No, Aubrey.
Hello, it's his eye. Cool. I'll work out. So I can move 40 feet. I'm guessing it'll be half, so it's 5 squares, 5 feet.
5 feet squares. Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20. Oops.
And it is halved, yeah.
30. Yeah, I should be able to get there. I move 40. I can get 20. So I can
Yep.
get up. Sorry, 5, 10, 20. So I can get up behind Theren at least.
Yeah. So it's not quite a melee range.
Yeah, that's fine. And I get there. Ooh, hang on. Yeah, so I should be able to hit the creature. So yeah, bonus action, rage.
Yep.
So good.
Dexterity saving throw
Come on.
is an 18.
Okay.
Yes!
No, but still
3.
3. It sort of crackles and hits into it.
And I'm going to. Oh, this is so annoying. I'm going to throw a javelin at it.
Okay.
Hope for the best.
Make the attack at disadvantage because you are within its melee range.
Oh, balls.
So you can
That's
let
fine.
the head's already starting to snap as you come in.
Yeah, well, it's disadvantaged. It's 14.
14 doesn't hit. No, unfortunately, the javelin, you throw it at one of the heads and it rears its head out as another one sort of passes and snaps at the javelin. It's almost like chaotic sort of snakes coming from every side as the heads are already like screaming and biting and biting.
Yeah.
Are you go done?
I'll attack again with another javelin. At
That's it.
disadvantage. I forgot I had. It's,
That's all
Mark
right.
them off. Mark them off.
yeah, I've got. There I am.
Mark Odie's daggers off as well.
Yep, I will.
So, now we go down to Vincent. Vincent is going to attempt to go behind the tree next to him.
Boop, boop, boop.
He will attempt to hide. So make a stealth check.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Lucky dice. Ooh. 23.
23.
Yes,
He
and
is
I.
You will
gone.
then throw a dagger.
Come on.
Do you want to do this one?
Can't be
Sure.
seen, so with advantage.
Come on.
+7.
Right, first
Oh,
one's
that's
20. 20.
Hits. And you get a
Um,
sneak attack on it.
How many d6s
It
is
says
that?
it will say on the thing, won't it?
3.
3.
Come on.
+4.
Right, so 5, 9, 13, 16.
+4. Is that +4?
No, it's not. Wait, yes it is. Yes it is, because I added, yeah.
Yep. 16
Okay.
total.
Again, the dagger funks into this creature's chest. It sort of strikes up the neck, and there's a huge gouge. This dagger just totally misses its defenses and cuts straight in. It screams as it runs in, but is otherwise fine. So Vincent will stay there for the turn. Theren.
Theren looks up at the creature. Am I in melee range? I am in melee
Yeah,
range.
we're all in melee
Yeah,
range.
like my melee range.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great.
Great.
Theren looks up at the creature and goes, "That really hurt, and you will pay for that." And uses Hexblade's curse on it.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was my bonus action. I'm gonna smack it.
Do it.
Whoa.
Smack it.
Smack it twice.
All right. So first one, that is a 25.
Hits.
Second attack, 24.
Hits.
Right. So
You just doing damage. Are you smiting?
I'm just gonna hit it regularly.
Okay. Hit it regularly.
That is 15 for the
15
first
points of
slice,
damage.
and 11 for the second one.
11.
Yeah.
So just over 25. So with the strikes, you go and slash twice. The second one, you catch the same head at exactly the same point, and you arc it clean off. The head
Nice.
spasms in the air as the entire neck and head joint hits into the ground, splashing up as it rears in pain. 4 heads now and a bloody stump, just pulsing blood and ichor. Your turn.
That's it. Hold
Okay.
my ground.
Perfect. Just checking something. Yeah, fine. Now we go to Brooker.
Okay. Bonus action. I'm going to do Balm of the Summer Court on Theren,
Thank
who
you.
regains 6 hit points and
Yeah.
2 temporary hit points.
Okay, thank you.
And then as an action, I am going to cast Fairy Fire on the creature.
Okay, what are we going to do?
Nice.
So
Nice.
you have to, I think, make a dexterity saving throw to beat 15.
How about an 8?
Ooh, great.
Ah.
Okay.
So I imagine the pipe, and you just sort of the embers from the pipe,
And they all kind of cling to it.
yeah,
Nice.
making it glow in the darkness.
I see it.
So you now have advantage against it.
I don't have a thing, but remember it, folks.
Its go.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm on it.
Are you doing anything else? Staying up?
Oh God, no! I'm gonna move behind. So I was there. So 10 feet to kind of hide behind Vincent.
Okay.
So it's been hunter's marked.
In
So
its
that,
its turn. It is going to sort of go and move round here, coming round. So it's still within melee range of
Okay.
Theren,
super.
but Brukart and Vincent,
Oh no.
you now
Oh what?
all the heads are now beginning just to snap around in all directions. It is going to. Theren's hit it hard. Theren is.
I'm
it's a
quite
2
injured.
strength creature. It's going to just lash out at whatever it's doing. So
Jesus.
I mean, if
Vincent hit it pretty hard. That's the thing.
it's turned on by blood, I'm covered in my own at this point.
Yeah.
And it's probably cut off the head.
True. So many secondary infections. Oh no, immune to disease.
Is that really going to help you?
All right,
now?
it's going to make 4 attacks, and it's going to make them 2.
4 attacks.
Yeah, 1 at Bruca, 1 at Vincent,
2.
2 at Theren. So the 2 at Theren
Yeah,
are 25 to hit,
that'll do it.
and 14 to hit.
Just one then.
Just 1 hit. That is 10 points of damage. Bruca, 26 to hit.
Oh,
That hits.
Jesus.
You take 15 points of piercing
fuck.
damage.
So I've got to do a Constitution saving throw. For
Yes,
35.
you do. Just a DC 10.
So I'm just adding the damage.
It's fine.
Oh no, that's gone.
Fairy fire disappears. The embers sort of burst out. It's just raving around. It kind of makes sense. It's going mad in the middle of this all. And then Vincent gets a 21 to hit. So he is going to take 11 points of piercing damage. He's going to use his uncanny dodge to halve that to
Thank God.
5.
Right.
At the end of this creature's turn, the bloody pulsing stump ruptures, and just coming out of it, almost like a sort of like from a spot, 2 more heads burst out. You can still see them sort of covered in like sinew and flesh and blood as the 2 new heads beginning now snapping around in all directions. So we go back round to Odie.
Hello.
Oh no.
Oh
How
no.
many weapons has Odie got now?
Well, so we didn't say how many daggers people had. That's the only thing you
They should all be on the sheet.
No, I don't have any. Or it didn't say.
Well, we said that she had 6. I think that should have been on the
Okay,
sheet.
that's right. So I've got 4 there. Fine.
Yeah. Because Odie had a few. We did that last time.
Okay, cool. Well then, actually, I assume she just froze
Yeah,
too.
do it. If you want to take control of the NPCs,
Oh.
feel free. I was more for me to have to remember.
Yeah, she'll do that.
As long as you're doing it in faithfully to the character, I don't
Yep,
mind.
she'll throw. Yeah, she'll do 2. Natural 20 on one, and on the other is an 18.
18 to both hit. Do the crit first.
Yeah, it's a D4.
And Hunter's Mark.
Yep, correct.
And double the dice damage.
Do I double Hunter's Mark, or is it just
Yep. Yeah, all dice damage.
all dice damage? Good. Okay, so 6, 12 on the crit. And
Plus a modifier.
12, 16. Yeah, 16 total then.
16 total. Yep.
So don't do that. And then on the normal one, sorry, it's only a 8. And can she use Hunter's Prey?
Only,
Oh no, she can't. That's on something else.
only 8. 16 and 8. 24.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Right, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just thump, thump. Again, she keeps on hitting the body of this creature. It's sort of like flexing against the blows as these daggers are just like a pincushion going into it. It's sort of snapping all around it. Can't quite, like one of the heads at one point tries to snap at her, but can't quite get. It's like every head has got its own independent mission right now.
And then I guess she'd use her movement to sort of try and circle round it.
Yeah,
as much
feel
as
free.
can,
She
yes.
can move. She can move
30
30 feet
feet.
because she's got ranger skills. She doesn't. She
5.
ignores.
15, 20, 25. Yeah, she'll go by this tree.
Okay, perfect. Aubrey,
It's me. Hello.
it's you.
Right. Well, we'll have to do it. I will activate the cloak.
Cloak is activated. Got the flying box. I can't remember which it's
It says fly up to 60 feet. Oh, I've got my pizza
Yeah.
box.
Got
Yeah.
your pizza box. So up you go, Aubrey. You're now flying. What would you like to do?
Alright, well I can't attack in this turn, but I'll try and go into the centre of it as possible. Not directly next to the heads, probably round the back if I can, and Storm's Aura it.
Yeah, put yourself where you want to be. Storm's Aura. It's a 3.
Alright. On the back of it basically. I will be in
All
this.
that damage.
I
Well,
should be able to get you.
I'm gonna fall off. That is a 4 lightning.
And
damage.
4 lightning damage. There we go. Hits down it. Vincent, now in range of his thing. Oh, bugger! Gets the rapier out and is going to attempt to stab into it.
Oh, Vincent.
Ooh,
That'll do
nice. 23.
23 hits.
And damage.
Yeah, with sneak attack.
Come on,
Ooh,
come on.
Another one.
I'm next one.
Rogues, man.
Come on.
So that is
2,
5,
5, 11 plus
16. 15. 15.
15 points of damage.
Not too
Again,
shabby,
just
but-
stabs up and gets it into the, where these daggers have been slamming into the chest of this creature, just slices it in. It screams back in pain. That is now... He's going to disengage, and he's going to be behind the tree. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Theren.
Theren is going to look at the thing and go, "You're a monster. I kill monsters." And Valve enmity it.
Yeah, perfect.
And bonus action, I'ma hit it.
Yeah, roll that triple advantage.
Yeah, so I'm going to get out my other d20s to save just lots of rolling.
Whoa.
What's that do?
Best birthday
What's that
gift.
red one for?
I'm just putting marks on, so the one underneath is just Hunter's Mark and then whatever your Valve enmity is.
Ah,
So we remember
Yeah.
stuff.
It's covered in crap.
covered in crap.
Come on.
Do it.
Kill it.
That's not great.
No, that's not great.
It's fine.
17.
Hits.
Okay, and the second attack,
Super advantage.
20 unnatural.
Natural 20 hits. Both hit.
Right.
All that damage.
Come on. I know what you're
Let's
thinking.
do it, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to smite
Smite
it.
the
Do
fucker.
it. Smite the fucker.
At second level.
Oh, he's not fucking around.
He's not fucking around. That's unbelievable.
May I have a d8 from one of you kind, upstanding, thank
Too
you.
late for it.
I don't want to give him a d8.
Right, so 16 slashing damage.
Yep.
I presume my damage bonus is the damage of the... Yeah, right,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that is 10 radiant.
So 26.
Yeah, that's one attack and just a regular stab for the other one.
Yep.
That is 14.
Yeah.
14.
Just dealing out that damage.
Okay. So, again, with a blazing, flaming strike, you sever one of the heads of this creature and get a good stab into the body of the other one. It's hurting. It's not looking particularly healthy. It's your action, your bonus action.
Yeah,
You want to stay with?
oh,
Stay put.
I'm going to move while in combat. Can I move round to this point?
It'll be half your movement because of the.
Yep, so you can only move 15 feet.
Oh, so that would put me about
Just
here.
Yep, of course you can. That's not
Yeah.
a problem at
Theren
all.
is just trying to get around in front of Bruca.
Bruca.
Okay.
So you're in melee range of this creature right now.
How's its body looking?
Make a nature check.
Damn. 17.
17. It's got a lot of wounds in it. It's holding itself in like the way that an injured animal would.
Okay, I'm going to create a flaming sphere at 3rd level there.
Okay.
So I'm going to pop that there.
Whoa.
And then, so kind of pulling together this ball of fire from my...
Yeah.
Smoking my pipe.
And then I'm going to bonus action ram it into him.
Okay.
So, bam. So can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Certainly can, but is a 19.
19. Okay, so you only
It
take
hops over it.
half of this. So you take 3d6.
Do you think? No.
It's got 3d6.
Okay, so that is it. So you take 4 points of damage.
Okay, yep.
And then I'm going to take a...
What sort of fire damage?
Fire, normal
Fire
fire.
damage? Okay, yep.
Sphere.
What sort of fire damage? The fiery type.
Well, it's just
radiant.
Yeah.
Just checking, just checking.
And then I'm going to take a risk
Oh no, Brooker.
and move away.
Oh.
Okay, so a couple of things happen. You can see already one of the injured stump that Theren severed is already beginning to regrow. You slam the flaming ball straight into it, and the wound seals. It just
Nice.
cauterizes, and there's a
Good
howl
job.
of pain as it reacts away from this fire. Instinctually is going to try and grab at you, so it gets an attack of opportunity against you.
Yep.
That is a 19.
Oh, so I don't move.
No,
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 you
you
will attack
move
you
as
as
you're
you're
going to
running
attack you
away.
as you go. It's going to be 11 to hit.
That's
11
okay.
points of damage, sorry.
I'll take that.
That's okay, look at the smugness of that.
I'll take it.
Perfect. Okay, so
Meanwhile,
there are 5 heads on this creature. It can't regrow the one that it was.
that's our
Severed.
Yeah.
It's pretty unhappy right now. It is not doing very well. Aubrey and Theren are the only targets around it.
Bring it.
I think it's going to have to try and go for... Aubrey hasn't really done much at the moment. It's going to be Theren. Theren's going to take it. Oh, I'm
Give me
so
a
sorry.
second!
Aubrey, well, you'll get 1 attack, and then Theren will get the rest. So Aubrey,
Yeah.
this is going to be 18 to hit.
Oh, just hits.
That is 7 points of piercing damage.
So reduced to half.
3.
Yeah.
Right. And then the attack's for you.
Cool.
That is a natural 20, a natural 1, and then 10 to hit and 11 to hit.
Okay, so
So 1 critical
The
hit
crit.
on you. Do you want me to double a dice, or shall I roll 2?
you do you.
You do you.
I kept concentration on the spell.
Wonderful.
Would you don't need to keep concentration on it.
Okay.
do you?
It's 15 points of piercing damage. And
Yeah.
again, it sort of just... The thing is, your armour
You saw-
buckles, and the
Yeah.
entire
Just.
jaws of this creature gets your, like, arm and shoulder. It rips. And you just manage to, like, punch it with the pommel of your gauntlet, get it off you, but still, you have to, like, flex your
I look like shit at this point.
Yeah, totally. But that is its go. There's not much more it can do. Odie.
Yep.
What's Odie got?
She's got 2 daggers left. So Yep.
Yeah, she's going to do it.
okay. Oh, that 2's not going to hit. That's a 9, and then a 25 to hit.
25 will hit, though.
Yeah. So that is a 11 slashing damage total with the
And slashing
marker.
damage. Yeah, this time the dagger catches it across the eye, just totally severing the eye out of this creature. As the head whips out in pain. The other's already starting to flail around after it.
Mm.
There's a moment where you see its legs sort of stagger, but then it pulls itself back up. That's her action.
She can't do anything else. I think she'll just duck behind the tree again and just make herself
Alright, fine.
hide behind it.
Aubrey.
Cool. All right. Aubrey's go. She is going to.
Be awesome.
Yeah, she is going to. Fuck it. We'll reckless great weapon master both attacks on the heads.
Do it.
Do it.
Roll for attack.
Oh,
Roll that attack.
first attack is okay. So that is a unnatural 20 on the
Yes.
first one, and the second one
Same.
is a natural 20 again.
Right, roll the damage. This is more of a curiosity. It's only got 14.
Oh,
health
why
left.
don't? Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing that. Sorry, it's using my hand axes, not my great axe. I don't know why I rolled regular axe damage.
That's fine.
Ah,
2 6 one.
yeah, it's 2 to 6.
Jesus.
Ah, so annoying.
So actually, you can't use your great weapon unless you're using a hand axe.
Yeah.
No, you can't. So it's
Sorry.
you don't get the plus 10. So you get plus 5 to hit because you can't use
It's
great
not a
weapon
great
master.
weapon.
Yeah,
It's not
fair
a-
enough. So,
yeah.
well, both attacks would have hit anyway then.
Yeah,
so
that's
it would have
fine.
been plus 7. Ah, okay.
So 5 plus what?
5 plus 1.
No, 5 plus whatever your thing is.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. It's what's gonna do? That's a 9 slashing damage. 9, 11. With my
11, but
Yeah.
there's 2 attacks. Remember?
yeah, there's my 2 attacks. Yeah, that's all. And yeah, Storm's Aura. Do that as well.
So as in you get 2 things of strength, 2
Yeah.
things of rage, because you was 2 separate attacks.
Oh right. So sorry.
So hang on. So you
13
rolled 1
then.
on the dice.
So it was.
What do you add to the 1?
so no, I rolled a 4 on 1,
Yep.
and then it's plus 4.
Yeah, 8.
8. No, it's plus 8. So
Yeah, and then you get your rage damage.
4 on that then. So that's 12 plus 5 is 17.
17 damage. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
So you kill it.
Yay!
Aubrey, you just fly up and with your hand axes, you just start you're just caving in the skull of this creature. Theren from underneath, gut the creature, brew carve a flaming sphere, sealing off the wounds as it reacts and tries to bite but can't quite get the grip. It is totally just dying. You can see it like just the head's flailing, blood flying everywhere as it sort of stumbles forward and hits the deck. Just there's a sort of like movement in the sort of the water around it as his body just splashes in, the ripples going out, and all is quiet again.
I drop straight to my knees and just press my hand against a very bleeding shoulder.
I float down.
You alright?
Not really.
Alright. Who else is injured?
Vincent, are you okay?
He's fine.
Is he?
He's
Yeah.
okay.
What? I thought he got hit.
He did,
But it was nothing.
I'm a dodgy bugger. It's fine. How are you, Orbs?
Well, I was still injured from the other fight earlier, so I'm alright.
Right.
Don't worry about me.
Brooker and I can heal people up. Who needs it?
I think it's mostly us.
Alright.
I can heal us both. Do some cure wounds.
I can heal myself a bit.
If you
So
want to keep moving, or we could.
if you can spare me the one, that would be appreciated.
Okay.
Theron's hand glows on his wound, and I heal myself due to lay on hands for 25 hit points.
Nice.
Perfect. So you do that.
Okay, I will do.
Okay. So
Okay.
as you're doing this, so you get the healing. Bruka, you're sort of assessing as to whether or not people need healing. Aubrey, I imagine you're flying and just
Hovering.
making- yeah,
about
exactly.
that off the ground.
Odie sort of like, well, if anybody else needs anything, I can lend my hit. And you just see a sword just
No!
through her stomach. There's a short sword just punctures her, and a hand comes across her like hand. She takes 44 points of
Oh
piercing
my
damage.
god! Oh, she's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she might be.
She's
As a figure cloaked in black emerges from the shadows, you can see her like holding her up, the sword still in her chest. You can see a long feline like face, tabaxi like tail, sort of skulking round, but this time like black fur, panther like, as he sort of like comes and holds her up. Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd stay right there if you want this one to live. And you can see her just sort of, it's like her eyes go white. What would you like to do?
Theren is gonna leap to his feet.
No.
move.
Weapons away, please.
Let me at least stabilize her. And then we'll talk. We just want our friend to be alright.
Make a death saving throw for me, please. Anna.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. So she comes back on one hand. So he pulls the sword and sort of is cleaning it on the side of her clothing and brings the sort of short sword like to her neck. You can see her like waking up and like there's blood coming down her tunic. And she's like, and then notices what's happening and like just is like, but like staying silent. Vincent's just like, oh my god, you let it go, you absolutely. Now, I'm sorry to burst in like this, but people don't just come into our island and slay one of our best guards in the area. Who are you? What are you doing here? And sort of just feathering the sword by like Odie's throat. I would be honest with your answers, please. Who are you?
There's one thing very important that you need to know. We don't have time for this. The Order are coming.
Oh, we know about the Order, don't you worry. Why are you with them?
We're not with them.
What? Who are you then? Why are you there? Something about this isn't adding up. We don't get a sense of A set of bold adventurers coming in, slaying a hydra in the middle of the night without reason.
Jesus.
We heard you had a scroll, a rare piece of magic that would help loved ones of ours.
Ah, heard news at the dig, have we? Interesting.
Yes.
So not with the order. How can I be sure?
Alright, I'll say this is what they did to me when I didn't comply with their
Yeah,
rules.
I haven't healed you.
No, you haven't. I've got the
Didn't ask.
I know. I've got the, shush! I've got the manacles on and all the burns and stuff.
Yeah. Ah, I see.
Has my face where I was smacked started to bruise you?
I imagine there's a small bruise on the
Yeah.
side, but yeah.
Theren kind of gestures to that. They beat me.
Well. In that perhaps we have allies. I'm afraid I can't trust you quite yet. I hope you don't mind the rudeness of my entering this particular circle. Don't get me wrong. I'm extreme, and all the time he's just feathering this sword like up sort of the like 80s throat, and you can see her just sort of like doing her best, just like.
I'm readying myself to cast Balm of Summer Court to heal her as soon as he does anything else.
Yeah, he's watching you. Any movement towards weapons or spellcasting, he like
Yeah, of
immediately goes on edge. And it's that sort of like tabaxi style, like sort of like down where he sort of squats, whips up behind him again. His black robes, you can barely see his face, just gleaming eyes in the night. Ladies and gentlemen, I should introduce myself. I am known as Black Star. I'm a leader of the motley group around here.
Shit.
You very much have entered into our little realm.
I see.
You say you're not with the Order. You say you come looking for artifacts. Perhaps something can be arranged. Yes. You've just killed a hydra. That makes you powerful. What? Speak up.
Gendely's rest.
Yes,
You know,
I do. They sacked it, didn't they?
There's still a man there, Gendely himself. He is descended into madness, but do you have responsibility for him?
No, not at all. He is a separate, independent organisation, but an ally of ours in a way. It pained me when I saw what had happened to him. The Order came in, disrupted us, which leads me on to my little proposal. I can't trust you. I hope you realise why I can't trust you. Armed, hydra-slaying adventurers walking into my domain. It's quite the threat to my little enterprise here. I don't want you to know what we're doing. I don't want you to know who we are until I can trust you. And I will give you my word. But if we are friends and allies, you have nothing to fear from me, but until then, just like happened now, I will appear at any given morning, and I will kill any of you in your sleep. Is that understood? Now, our proposal. These orders, order types, they slay our convoys. We haven't been able to get food, supplies, or to take our wares from the island in weeks, and now you say they've murdered Gendely's family. They need to be removed. If you can remove the Order from this island, you consider yourself to have new allies. I will find you. I will bring you to whatever it is that you desire that could be found on this island. For what I'm asking is of a great service to us, and we cannot move against the Order. They've sent one party to us before. They stood about as much chance as this one.
What happened to them?
He just sort of holds his sword out and makes a noise and sort of brings it back to Eddie. Nobody walks around my woods without me knowing about it.
Are they all dead?
Oh yes. 7 of them. All me. One by one. I don't want you to get any wrong ideas, ladies and gentlemen. This is... I want you to consider it a conversation, but perhaps a threat. You have my proposition. If I see you skulking around these woods again, I will be back. With friends. he sort of like gives her a kiss on the cheek and cuts her throat, kicks her back, and just she slumps forward and he darts into the like thing. Yeah, the healing goes off. You catch her in time. So there's no risk of her dying here. It would just bring her down to 0 like health. So yeah, by the time she hits the floor, the wound is already closed and she's coughing and spluttering and going down. But he's gone.
Theren runs over past Odie and just kind of stands guard, looking round quite ineffectually, I probably imagine.
Yeah, exactly. She's just like spluttering and coughing, and like as she sort of like holds a hand up, and it's sort of like a small sort of, you can see the feathers sort of moving about the wind, casting like into sort of a design sort of stoat. Sort of sits up and is like pouring her, and you can see her slowly healing herself. She's gonna absorb as much of that healing as she can. Yeah.
So she's got 11.
She got
11 points of healing
from before, right?
Yeah. So she's 10d6. Healing Spirit, we've talked about this before. As a DM, there's certain rules that people do to make sure Healing Spirit works. I limit it to be 1d6 per round, so it gives you 10d6 if you cast it for a minute. That's just my homebrew rule. I know, did you say the Wizards of the Coast people have ruled on it?
No,
and
that's what I said, isn't it?
It's similar, yeah.
It's like your
makes sense,
proficiency
otherwise
times.
it is OP.
Yeah, exactly. So she's going to heal herself 8, 10, 11... 17, where's the big rolls? 23, 25, 28 points. And then you probably look most injured. So she'll heal you for 10.
Thank you.
As the stoat sort of just at the end comes and just sort of like nestles around your knee, and there's a warm glow as you sort of go down to pet it, and it sort of dissolves into the wind.
Oh.
Vincent just comes and sort of looking, I don't know where the bug is gone. Jesus Christ, Odie, are you alright? I'm fine. Good God. And she's like, she's patting down the wound, which is already entirely closed. You can see how clothes are blood-stained, and there's like a huge like sword gash coming through, and at the back as well. It's just like, where the hell did he... Oh God, is he around? Oh God.
Yes, most probably. We can't run the risk of advancing further into the forest. Let's withdraw to the beach. Come up with a plan.
Right. Oh God. But what do they want? They wanted us to get rid of the order. How are we going to do that?
I don't know.
Maybe we step back. The order will come in.
They're waiting for us.
If we don't turn up, maybe they go without us.
Or go after the falling star.
The Order have been known to make use of any advantage. Our loved ones on the falling star, that is certainly an advantage of theirs.
Well, is there a way we could we convince them to go? Could we lie to them? Could we bargain with them? If we told them about Blue, surely they'd see sense. No, I heard it as I said it.
Vulcan.
No, sorry. I'm.
It's okay.
Oh God, I'm a bit all over the place.
Worry. It's okay.
Quite literally.
It's,
Oh God,
yeah,
these were new clothes. And Vincent's like, oh my God, yes, they're ruined. Look at them. Quite the scar though, fantastic.
It'll be a great story.
It will be a good story.
What was that thing? Did he say?
Yes.
He said
Hydra.
Hydra.
Make an itch check. Anyone who wants to.
That was just to add to the story.
What was that thing? Let me roll for it.
14.
11.
In all the excitement, shall I see if it died?
Oh God.
Kidding.
As he's pressing
14.
the flaming sphere up on.
Melted into the ground.
I imagine we would have
Harry the
done that.
Hydra.
Yeah, exactly.
Gone.
No, 14. Is that the highest we got?
Yeah,
That's what
14.
you got,
I'm
yeah.
not going to do that now.
You know as much about hydras. They're definite monstrosities rather than beasts. They are horrible creatures of regenerative powers. You've never seen a creature just spawn extra heads like that. You imagine, had you not been so decisive in your combat, perhaps the wounds would have just kept coming back and back and back and back. Who knows how many heads it could have had.
Could I try to harvest some blood?
Some blood.
And,
Yes. Of course you can.
And I'll check the teeth to see if they have any venom or anything.
Make a nature check.
Odie will go pick up all the daggers.
Yep, she picks up all the daggers. Vincent will actually.
same.
Yeah, Vincent will do the same.
12.
12. You manage to get a decent amount of blood. Yeah, the problem is that the blood already is to, like thicken up and crust. It's unnaturally quick, but you managed to get a small vial full of it. Yeah.
Cool. Should be writing it here or here.
Vial of hydro blood. You can put that down.
Small.
Possible cure for petrified brother.
Unlikely.
You don't know.
Everything we say here, they're hearing. We should go back to the beach.
Well, we're down on weapons. We're down on health.
I'm certainly down on health.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll go back to the beach, rest, discuss. I have an idea.
Am I going to like it?
Yes,
Oh.
I don't.
Split the
Ooh.
party.
No. I think it's something against the
But
order.
I can't say it here.
Oh, okay.
We're being listened to. I know we are.
Well, the other thing I would say, and I will say this out loud, is that there is a lot of food back at the house.
Is there? I'm starving.
Like, more than what we need, and I know Master Brooker has been very kind with his good berry spells. Or his
Yes.
spices, even.
Technically, you are not starving.
So, we do... So there is plenty of food to go around. Should we need it. And I say that out loud, assuming that we're being overheard.
Perfect.
Right.
Okay, that's good. So, do you make your way back to the beach?
I think we should head
Okay,
back.
the party looking rather bedraggled and bloodied. You make your
Defeated.
way back to the beach where you will rest, take watch, replan, and think about this decision that you've been given. Do you work with the Order or against them? And we'll pick this up next time. Thank you very much.
Oh, damn you, Harris.
No, 6 more hours.
Hey, you guys killed a Hydra.
Oh,
That's pretty
so-
cool.
that
That's
was
like
so
up there on
good.
like D&D stuff. You know?
No arrows.
Pretty
no
cool.
nothing.
Pretty cool.
19 health.
No
I know.
great axe.
Oh man, I was like, I rolled the dice. I was like, okay, right, stealth of, oh, no one's seeing him. No one's passive perception gets him. Okay, that's interesting. Right, he's going to go up. Who's he going to attack? Someone on the edge. It's 1, 2, 3. Roll the dice. Odie. Right. He's going to attempt to make the attack because no one's seeing him with advantage. Oh, yeah, that's a hit. Great. There's the damage. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
He's only got
I don't
39
remember.
health.
I don't remember how much health Odie's got,
She
but
was on 30. She's
it's
got
not-
39. She would not have survived.
not quite
so
that much. Yeah, exactly. So,
she
there we
used
go.
it.
thank you very much for watching, everybody. Until next time, we shall see you later.
Bye.
Bye.